welcome to another Covenant Live. Do we have a name for this thing yet?
Welcome to another Covenant Live. That's marketing at its finest right there.
Isn't that compelling? Do you know what the reality is?
We're going to say where the conversations are real. I have that on my notes. It's from like 6 months ago.
That's better than nothing.
We need something.
Let's go with it.
Or we could start taking off our shoes like Mr. Rogers. Which I'm telling you, we're in the pocket. I
mean, look at us. We're getting more like Rogers every day. We got our like shawls on today.
That's true. The sweater game has gone up for sure.
Dude, I would be all about if the stream starts. What I was going to say is the reality is most people that are going to be here live aren't going to catch that first 30 seconds.
That's right. It's really for the pre-recorded people.
This is the people later. If you're watching this, thank you for being here. Sorry you couldn't be here with us live. But if the stream started and we just weren't in the shot,
and then we
walk in, and then it's like I have my sweater. We both have sweaters hanging here. We sweater, and we like take our shoes off. So
Bryce, did you have that on your document? Was that planned already? We were like stealing thunder from him. Clearly,
no. He's like, of course it was already planned.
Get you guys a fish tank that you can get up and
dude.
I will say this: I'm a big fan of Mr. Rogers, and his show growing up when I was a kid is very fond part of my memory banks.
Awesome guy.
So emulating him would be
Mr. Rogers.
I would not be disappointed.
Two things that I really love is Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross. Those two are the top of mind.
Admittedly, I've experienced Bob Ross far less, but I do remember him being on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Not a lot of painting going on, but I remember him there.
It's a fascinating case study more broadly because it's a show about doing something that most people watching weren't doing. Isn't that funny? Just like how even if you don't play Ashes, or maybe you don't play tabletop games at all.
Interesting.
Are you watching this?
You know what? It's time for the first question of the day of the year. Question of the day of the year is, if you're watching this, I genuinely want to know.
Quadoy?
First off, you're watching a live stream. So if you're watching this, particularly if you're watching it back, and you can leave a comment. But if you're live as well, you can comment. I'm curious.
Press 1.
Do you play Ashes? Do you play physical tabletop games? And if not,
do you play basketball?
Why are you here? And I'm asking that non-pointedly. You know what I mean? You're welcome here, but like,
for those of you that are here, a vast majority of you, of course, are Ashes players, or presumably, or at least tabletop gaming players. We changed the streams up at the start of the year in case a lot of people have the kind of trailing information, aren't hip and locked into every moment-by-moment thing that we do here at Covenant, which, God bless you, I totally understand. I'm the same way with everything else in my life. We are doing basically one stream a week, and we're taking these streams, and we've just started to get the system running a little bit, pulling out segments from them and producing those as finished products that can live on YouTube in a more evergreen and enjoyable way. Shorter bits of content, not like TikTok short, but 20 minutes, 45 minutes, and then some YouTube shorts at 60 seconds or less. And that will make it way more available to way more people. So we've done Ashes PVE stuff previously, but unless you're willing to click on that 3.5-hour live stream, you're probably not really hip to what it is or what it entails.
Live stream.
That's right. So this live stream stays here. We can all hang out and talk together, and we'll keep the vibe for anybody who likes the insane and slightly off-the-cuff stuff that happens live. But then just know that all of this stuff that is of value will be cut out and presented in a much more professional and higher quality way, so that people can actually learn Ashes PVE and get the scoop without having to watch all of our nonsense.
So do you want to run down our goals for the day?
Yeah, I do.
And then I have it over here if you want me to.
Yeah.
And then we can keep chatting and let people filter in as we go. But I'm a little curious. I saw the schedule.
Yeah, it hit me.
And it's worth saying there's some big things going on, and then catch up with chat and read some of those comments. Where is that?
How's everybody doing anyway? We're a little bit past mid-January. I guess we'll call that late January. You're over the new year. The energy of a new beginning and a new start and the holiday season has all passed. And so now it's kind of coming to terms with the fact that the rubber is meeting the road of 2023 at this point. And is that a good thing, or did you miss? Sometimes you get that early January and you're like, I'm going to be this person. Mm-hmm. and then you get to the end of January and you're like, I
I'm not that
completely
person.
missed the opportunity for a reset.
Don't know if it's true, but I saw a stat this morning that said by January 21st, 85% of people that made a New Year's resolution have stopped pursuing that resolution.
85%. Well,
It's pretty notable.
shout out to the 15.
Change is hard. Change is very hard. All right, here's the rundown.
Especially snap change. Yeah, it has to be real.
I'll tell you what, on our level, the change to one stream a week.
I am filled with energy. I'm a font of energy.
Profound.
I feel like a
change
Red
in my
Bull
life.
can right now.
Yeah. Even just like right before the stream, how I was feeling about streaming versus.
Were you excited
I was excited.
to hang out with all of our friends out here in the world?
I have energy. And we're working on some really cool stuff that I'm excited to talk about now. Right now, though, here is the agenda for the day.
Okay, what are we gonna get into?
We have two
here?
shorter segments that we're gonna do. One is why should you try and/or play Ashes Reborn?
Okay, can we do a exact 10-second why you should play?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to start a TikTok account. That's where this is going. I'm happy to do whatever. I'm just
You're
the
clay to be molded.
the beautiful talent.
Yeah,
You know, that's all I bring: beauty and talent.
that is why we have you on staff, right? I started the company with talent, and then from then it expanded.
Talent, yeah, of course. The other short we're looking to do is what comes in the Corpse of Viros box. for
Right, so
Ashes
a
Reborn.
classic
an
unboxing. Yeah, so
classic
we'll
one.
check that out.
We have two medium-length pieces of content.
I mean, do we ever know how long they're going to be until we get into them, though? I mean, I guess this is an intention, and then Bryce can roll his eyes.
These are
when
the goals.
It goes longer. Yeah.
And I don't know if these are. I think these are two separate segments.
Yeah,
One is
sure.
how to play Ashes Reborn PVE.
Okay, so we'll play a game and kind of walk through it. And
I assume it's more like can we teach the game in like 10 minutes? Just you don't have to play the whole thing, but like set it up, tell me how it's functioning and what's going on.
Yeah, shorter.
Is
Do you
that what you
want
mean
to
by
finish
that?
the whole game? Do you want to finish the
I
whole
mean,
thing?
we will play the whole thing, I assume.
Yeah, we'll play the whole thing. You can cut it whatever you want. You're the editor now, so yeah.
But like if we could just teach it up front in a block, then we can finish the game, of course. But
Yeah, perfect.
there's also how does this system compare to Marvel Champions and Arkham Horror?
Perfect.
That's a nice discussion.
These are great questions to ask.
And then there's also discuss the Flesh and Blood banned and suspended announcement.
That's right, because that happened this week.
Yeah.
We figured out because things are being set. We didn't figure it out. I mean, we've known this going in, but because things are being segmented for the finished product, we're not bound by having only one thing or one theme per stream, right? So we could technically do a stream where there's 5 different games being discussed or
A little
played.
potpourri.
A potpourri. That's right.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun. It'd be like, hey, look, bring your favorite Lord of the Rings TCG deck, bring your favorite Netrunner deck, bring your favorite
That was an incredible way to move your body.
Flesh and Blood.
Potpourri.
Did I do that? No.
That's cool, man.
No.
We should make a giffer out of that.
Yeah, that's gonna haunt me forever. I have a feeling. So where do you think we should put the Flesh and Blood discussion? Because the reason I ask,
We can do it at the end if you want.
well,
I want to talk Ashes up front.
I saw multiple people say, I'm here to hear your reaction to Flesh and Blood stuff.
Well, it's a real question of how long will somebody stay around to hear that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, or will they check back in a week when the news doesn't matter anymore and we have a clip up finally?
Well, yeah, exactly. We the turnaround so far is slow, but there's a lot of reasons for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was the
Can
what?
you give me one of those Atomos things?
So it's the Jonathan
You can unplug the power there. It's
Pyramid of Excellence.
That's right. Start slowly.
Well, first you do it.
First you do it, which we've done one short and one. We pulled the Outsiders clip, so there's a
does
proof
function.
of concept. Yeah.
Then you learn how to do it well.
Yeah.
Then you
play
learn
my
how to
Sega
do
out.
it well and efficiently.
That's right.
Then you learn how to do it well, efficiently, and consistently.
Nice.
I think that was the order that he put them in.
Yeah.
A couple of those layers might be like a little
that's
Maslow
right.
situation.
He's a regular
so
Maslow.
We've
himself.
done it. Now we got to figure out efficiency, consistency, and
Excellence.
excellence.
That's right. It's a good system. It works well. For any would-be video producers out there, just want to let you in on our latest thing. So we've got the live stream happening. Obviously, it's going into it's going into a video switcher. I prefer the Roland. Actually, I think Roland is a great brand. And Black Magic, nonsense. Nothing but letdowns from them and their stuff. Don't know why I wanted to say that publicly, but I did. Roland is great, however. The video switcher that we have from Roland is fantastic. Anyway, the problem is, of course, that your quality can only be so good when you're streaming live. But if you record the feed before it gets to the video switcher, it can be as high quality as you want it. So we're actually implementing a system where we're recording the feeds as they're coming in so that we could even do 4K video on the segments that happen after the stream, even though the stream is coming at 1080.
Yeah, so now...
These are Tomos Ninjas. These are really, really hip.
You get the clips delivered to your doorstep in 4K.
Could be in 4K. I mean, we won't start there, but that could be the final form.
Crazy. Plus,
ultimately.
when we do the table shot, if that's the feed that we're doing, we want to make a clip where we're talking about something, then our faces are like really tiny on that clip.
Yeah. Don't want tiny faces.
No. What up, Kai?
Yeah, how's everybody doing? Let me check in with everybody.
I'm going to scroll way up and see what we got. Jason Lindley, what's up? Saying what up, what up, what up? Necro asking PVE. Yep, we are going to be doing PVE today. Nick Green saying let's go.
Wait, can we just get right into it?
You can do whatever you want, dude.
I just want to get into this box at least and then like show it off.
So you want to do the unboxing?
Yeah, let's start with the unboxing. This is where all good things start.
I mean, that's not where we started.
And then we can talk about what happens, after that.
Like I said, I'm just the beauty and the talent. I'm here for the ride.
Also, Chaos Theory, this one's for you. I don't know why. I just saw that you were in the chat. We're going to be playing some precons today against this old Chimera. I'm playing Tristan. You're playing, Rowan?
Rowan, indeed.
Literally, the two precons that look just like Zach and I. Look at that.
1 for 1, I think. I even have the red eyes.
I know. Does it get any closer?
You know what? And
I don't know.
I have a very similar walking stick.
Similar body there. Yeah, I've seen that at your house. I mean, it's so crazy. Yeah. It's so crazy. It's like they took a picture of you and made you a character.
I bet, just like me, he's also got a six-pack under there. Oh, man. Just kidding. All right, let's get into it. So you want to unbox this expansion.
That's right.
And this is the... What's the name?
Well, it's Red Rain's Corpse of Viros.
I see Red Rain. Oh, there it is. I was like, I don't see Red Rains anywhere.
I think, yeah.
So this expansion...
It says Red Rain's here, too. Oh, real nice.
Yeah, that's cool. This expansion is the next release for Ashes Reborn.
That's right.
It is currently January of 2023. If you're watching this later, I don't want you to think this is the next release. It's the first Ashes release that introduces the cooperative and solo mode of the game. Includes everything you need to play, except for what comes in the Master Core set.
That's right.
The base starter with the dice and all that kind of stuff.
That's right.
But if you already own the game, this is everything you need to do to play co-op and solo.
That's correct. So we're looking at the Red Rain's Corpse of Viros expansion today, the first of its kind. This is the first master copy that I believe is in existence or that we've seen for sure. It was sent to us by Plaid Hat Games so that we could show it to you.
The publisher.
And that's what we're doing here. So let's take a look at it. First of all, you have a nice, look at that box. Now, there's a lot of things in this box that I know are in there that I haven't seen yet, but I know that Plaid Hat consistently does this, where they just make it nicer than it has any reason to be. And that's notably great.
Big part of why we like it.
Let's bust into this bad boy. Go to the top down.
So what's this made of?
There she is.
It's like a light cardboard?
Yeah, it's a light cardboard. This is what we call in the business a non-structural cardboard. So it is there for aesthetics only. It really serves no function. It's not really meant to be a storage container by my understanding. I certainly wouldn't use it.
Yeah, it does not look like something I would store things in.
Humanity's most fearsome foe reborn in a torrent of blood. So, you know what you're getting into there.
It's like an older version of you on the back of it.
It is, yeah. That's after a couple of turns on the customer service platform.
Oh, man.
Okay, here we go.
Got him.
Now, there it is.
Obsidian, yeah, it's saying a large tuck box. That is somewhat what that is. Now, this is a nicer,
box.
like,
tuck the,
denser cardboard in here. It's still a little light, but it's fine for a...
What, are you taking it on a date? I mean, what, are you going to take it out to dinner?
Sometimes, the releases, like, especially Ashes, like I have this one. I almost died. Oh. This is what the deluxes come in.
Oh, right.
And this is like...
Notably meant to be storing your cards, though.
Genuine, like this is very sturdy. It's got the thing in there.
Yeah.
Like this is like a...
Yeah. These cards are meant to go in that eventually. So we got 2 rule books. We've got a Chimera rulebook, and this is for players who are familiar with Ashes Reborn. So this is kind of the chill rulebook. If you're cool, you already play Ashes, you know what you're doing. It's not going to explain, I think, the full rules of the game. It's just going to be the basics of how it's different. Then we have the Red Rains rulebook. This rulebook is for players who are learning or relearning Ashes in order to play the solo or 2-player co-op version of the game. They didn't have to do this. It's just very nice. If you're already an experienced Ashes player, take the Chimera and start there instead. Chimera rulebook.
Have you seen in this?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
You know
unboxed
why?
anything.
This is the
I've seen the PDF that
intended
we have
for players who are familiar, right? But
yeah.
Check this out. I there's something in here that I was not prepared for.
What's that?
You just don't see it every day. Ready?
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open.
It's still looking.
It's pretty notable. You ready? Last page.
Oh, hey, it's
Did you know we're in there?
I didn't know that.
Look at that.
What does it say?
It says, we partner with Team Covenant to bring Ashes expansion to you through player-driven production. To stay up to date with the latest Ashes releases, subscribe to Ashes Reborn at teamcovenant.com, where you'll be among the first to receive each new Ashes product every quarter. More Phoenix-born Chimera spells and allies await.
That's our brand, dude.
It says, catching up on Ashes products, plaidhat.com. To buy all the previous stuff that's out.
Thanks, guys.
That's awesome.
Thanks for putting that in there. Appreciate that. Then we have the Red Rains rulebook, which is a more robust, really, from the beginning, how to play Ashes. So it's the rulebook of Ashes combined with the extra things you need to know for PVE, which is excellent. That's, again, they didn't have to do that. Good for them for doing it.
Also, this is cool. Back of this one, I just saw it. Campaign checklist. You can mark with each hero, standard, and heroic victory.
Oh, now that's great. Yeah, of course I want to try that.
Who's going to be the first to complete this checklist?
Keep that around, because I might want to actually use that. All right, then we got the cards. Let's see the cards. Just running it down by...
Oh, man, these are the real cards, too. I'm excited.
These are real cards now. Okay, so we've got our 4 previously existing Phoenix-born. We've got cards that all work in the mono ceremonial faction. And we've got some new signature cards for the Phoenix-born included, 4 of them, which I am not going to preview right now.
Zoom and enhance. Zoom and enhance. I'm not going to preview these at all. Can I just see those real quick?
Yeah.
I won't do anything I'm not supposed to do.
You know, I don't know what their plans are ultimately with how to.
Did you see the preview article that went up today?
I did. Yeah. So some of these have been previewed. The old Bone Crow and stuff. Like, it's so good. I'm gonna get these in the right order. Why do I do this? I just immediately start ordering things.
Oxidor says, starting the enhanced section of the video.
Okay, and then serve goes back here. Here you go. Man.
Yeah, I just want to see something.
This is awesome, by the way. But you guys can't see it. Not doing that for any reason other than just...
This is what I knew.
I'm sure there's going to be some rollouts of previews and stuff, and I don't want to step on any toes.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you seen the art on this one?
Yes, but this is... This is devastating due to a live audience.
But by the time most people are watching this, it'll already be out. But like the art on that is insane. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm gone.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad you're enjoying the release that nobody else can enjoy with you. Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
I only feel a little bad about it.
Very much.
Hey, the fact plaidhat can preview these things whenever they desire.
Whenever they want. That's what I mean. Whenever they want. You know, not.
Okay.
Okay. Here's we've got a stack of cards. These are the Fury cards. We've got a fatigued rule card, so that's good. I'll put these in the way that everybody can see it here.
Okay.
You put that with the Phoenix-born cards.
Yeah.
We've also got the shadow aspect here. Boom. And
these look so good.
Yeah, there's more Fury and more shadow stuff down through here.
Like, can we... well, I guess later it'll be pulling.
Yeah,
Stormcall?
We can... the editing booth is going to be able to do whatever they want. We don't even have to say pull up Stormcall. They're going to be able to make that decision.
I'll just say Stormcall and
say whatever you want.
The brains will do it.
It's like we used to. See, the old edited videos, you know, the editor was in charge of how the effects worked and what happened.
Did I order these? They don't matter. Right?
Nah, we'll put them in where they need.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't make a mistake here. These look so good.
Chimeras. We've got the ultimate cards. We've got the behavior cards.
Do you think that
another corpse?
The next PvE expansion will have the red like this, or will it be different?
I think it'd be different. Personally, I think it'd be different. I don't know, though. I don't know what they're planning. Okay. These are your PVE cards. So these are the cards that you would use if you're a Marvel Champions player. This is like your scenario pack. Now we go to the come on. This is honestly the cutest little D12 I have ever seen.
For comparison,
it's beautiful.
Take one of these limited edition holiday.
Look at that little guy.
Exhaustion tokens for size comparisons.
Here, I got a normal D12 too, I think. I still have I still have Bryce's dice.
This is a D6 from Chess Axe, I think. The little ones.
Bryce's dices. All right, let's get a standard D12 here.
This is a genuine unboxing.
There's your standard there.
All right. So this is more compact. It's like the it's like the Yaris of D12s.
Yeah, it looks great, and it's just like it just brings back old memories. It's like an old style of doing something. It's kind of the font is classic. I mean, I know it's really dumb to talk about that. Well, it's not dumb. I won't say that. No, it's not dumb, but
yeah, it's intentional.
It is a little weird to talk about it.
One thing I like about it is the coloring on it is not stark white.
Yes, there's like a little. It's like a yellower kind of.
It matches the cards.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. It's like the kind of
someone's
dice
paying attention over there.
You'd expect in like an old fantasy board game when you'd bust this out and then you'd roll it to see if your your fairies attacked the orcs
is
or
funny.
whatever.
SS Supercuts saying it's a Wii 12. Am I right? Instead of a D12, that's hilarious.
Look at these dice. So these are standard Ashes style dice.
How about for more comparison?
Beautiful. That Red Reigns token. Yeah, same style, same feel, same everything. Identical. Beautiful. Okay, let's get this out of here for a second. Get these chimeras out of here. I want to see the full. This is why we're here, you know? It's an actual board. And you know what?
It's a nice board.
You don't have to do the punch out here.
These go here?
Yeah, they do. How about that?
I do like that.
How about that?
How about that? It's super nice. This is like a thick.
It's an actual board.
Oops.
Yeah, there you go.
Be careful there.
You pack it up quickly.
I'm out of here. Yeah. No, this is really nice. This is nice. It's crazy. It's high quality, man. I can't do it.
It really is, though. I mean, but this is the reality. If you're playing this, if you're gonna bust out a solo board game experience,
yeah, okay,
you want it to feel great. I mean, that's why you're doing it. The tactile thing is a really important piece of this.
Oh, they also include the cardboard tokens.
This is also a spin down. Yes, this D12 is a spin down. You know that because you get 11, 10, 9, 8. You know.
Why these always
7,
befuddle us? You got those spin down D20s for Fab for us to test out.
5,
we could not figure it out.
4. It's like the whole point is the 1 and 12 are opposite, and then it runs down the numbers.
Yeah, almost like you can spin it down to the other side.
Like you spin it down.
Interesting.
Understood.
Interesting.
Understood.
And then we get the old cardboard tokens.
So you get more tokens here. You get more exhaustions, more status, more damage, and
Red Reigns.
And Red Reigns.
Now this makes me. Are there any other projects in the works here?
Like, should we make Red Reigns stuff?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Well, after we play this a bunch, we might.
Okay.
Let's just use these tokens today.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should.
Yeah, you want to punch that out?
Win in Rome, right?
Yeah.
Wait, we're gonna use all these tokens?
Yeah,
or
sure.
just the Red Reigns?
We'll use them all. We'll see how it feels. We haven't done normal Ashes in about 6 years, 5 years?
7 years-ish.
Let's
punch them out.
We're gonna go back to the main shot too while we punch. Hi.
So that's the unboxing. And so did you note?
That's everything in the box.
I was distracted, but the player cards. It's a 27 card deck with a signature card for 4 different Phoenixborn.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can take that deck, you can swap in any of those 4 Phoenixborn with their new signature cards and play right out of this box.
Yeah.
Or of course you can mix and match with anything out of the Ashes catalog, which.
And it does actually come
of decks.
with copies of those Phoenixborn.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't own these previously, as long as you have the dice that you get in the master set,
you need the dice.
You have a deck here to play with.
And then otherwise, yeah, enjoy. Go crazy with it.
All right. Let's toss these over here.
So what do you think? What's your thoughts on the box?
It's crazy good value.
That's Ashes Red Reigns.
So
Corpse of Viros.
There's a couple ways that currently, if you're watching this and it's not out yet, you can get this. If it is already out, you just go to plaidhat.com and pick it up. All our subscribers, this is the next expansion that's coming out, and it's the normal, right at $30 price, which is crazy because I feel like this is so much.
I think they took a beating on the price to get it out at the $30 to subscribers. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah, which is really awesome.
That's well under margin, but it's a great thing to do ultimately. Like we said, it would be a $30 release. It'll be a $30 release, even though we want to make it nicer than a $30 release.
Yeah, like the board and the dice and the tokens are not, and the two different rule books. That's a really nice touch.
Talk about why we would want to partner with Plaid Hat.
2 thumbs way up.
Yeah.
What's your? This is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan.
Going the extra step on the board is massive. The dice are great. This little D12 is great. Even just including extra tokens, you're just thinking about what are players actually going to need. You need so little to take this expansion and start playing Ashes with it. You really just need dice, like ceremonial dice, and you're done. Yeah. You're off to the races. Now, I think I need to go through my Ashes knowledge brain. You could buy this, and then you could buy a pack of ceremonial dice, and I think you could be done.
Definitely.
I think you could start here.
You could literally play like that.
Yeah.
Not even, I'll just confirm it.
Yeah. And then we don't know exactly when this is coming. I know it's on the way, but of course, international shipping and everything therein is always questionable. But I would think probably February, March, early March, late February, we would certainly kind of know where things are.
Yeah. The fact that we have this copy is...
It's a good sign. Yeah, it's a really good sign. So Ashes PVE Red Rains Corpse of Viros expansion, probably one of the best values in tabletop gaming, certainly. And then incredible way to take your existing Ashes collection and make it into something totally new, which is the ability to play the Chimera, which we're going to do right now.
I was going to say, next step, video how to play it, right?
Yeah, let's do a little video how to play. That's where the video I think will end.
Yeah.
Next step, play it. It'd be cool if those segments ended and it went like the opacity went up, and then you saw us starting to get ready to play it, and then the video ended.
It's kind of like when Mr. Rogers leaves his neighborhood.
That's right.
Look at Bryce's face. He has no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Then he leaves his house.
Yeah.
Shuts the door.
Is his house his neighborhood though?
When inflation hit and he had to move to the suburbs.
He had to move into town. I just want to get right into this, Zach.
Okay.
To be honest, I just want to play.
Let's do it. Let's start the next one.
All right. Anybody got any questions before we do? You guys want to see anything in particular of the box, or anything that was not clear that should be shown?
White Wing Scum says, perfectly got the entire unboxing in my half-hour lunch. Gotta go. Watch the whole video later.
Yeah, solid. We got you. All right, we got Heroic 1. We got Standard. Okay, got it. Standard, Heroic.
So we're just playing a game today.
Yeah, dude, let's play a game. Can you imagine doing that on camera?
I'm not used to it. Oh, wait. I better not do this yet.
What's new in your world? You got anything kicking around? Feel good about things?
It's two very different and broad questions. What's new in my world is we're not streaming 4 days a week. That's big. It's been crazy, honestly. Just energy levels.
You won't stop talking about it.
Past weekend, we had our 16th year company holiday party.
That's right. 16 years.
And had our lead developer who works remotely in town. Mm-hmm. And he was staying with us. So kind of just a weekend full of the party and hanging out and getting ready for all that kind of stuff. So that's the most notable.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into things for the year. I don't know. There's nothing.
How was it hanging out with Larry? Is he cool personally, or is he total square?
I mean, I was ready for Monday night when he was. I'm just kidding. When he was gone. No, Larry's great. Yeah. No, it was really nice. Remote work. So I'll go on a little tangent here.
Yeah.
There was a moment, I think, in the pandemic where it was really in vogue for remote work to be the thing. And that's one of the new things here.
In vogue, you mean necessary?
Yeah. But even past that, it was starting to be, this is just how it should be.
How it should be, because it's as productive. There's no loss in productivity.
And it's better for the employees and there's the time it takes to get to work and the gas costs and stuff and all these things that the employees just had to deal with forever.
Yeah.
And
the employee.
But one of the things that we kind of, at the start of this year, went back to, so we call it core hours, but it's basically, we have a pretty flexible schedule in general.
Mm-hmm. Come in and do some sit-ups.
Yeah, with streaming 4 days a week, though, it's like that didn't matter because we had to be here on site for a large block of time all the time. But anyways, when it comes to even tabletop, but also work, I just think there's tremendous value in being with people some amount of the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going fully back to the like you have to be here from 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. But I say all that to say I got to spend a lot of time in person with Larry, our lead developer, who I've spent most of my time with digitally.
Yeah.
And it was way better. It was way better.
You guys hang out in the metaverse? Do you guys tool around?
Mostly Google Voice.
Oh.
But he has come out to visit my vacation home in the metaverse a couple times.
Yeah?
Can you imagine?
You're running a server or whatever? I don't know how any of that works, man.
Me neither.
The moment I do know, I think it's time to go, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to know anything about that.
I got surprised this morning. I was going to try to find a way to organically work this in with you, but I'll just relate to you as both of us getting older. So
I like that preface. I'm now going to relate to you over our shared aging.
Yeah, it is. It's true, though.
Get ready.
So, you know, when someone is like wearing something super nice and like sly and cool, someone hip and young might refer to that as like drip.
Do they really say that?
Yeah. You're 2 generations behind.
Oh, man.
So, you know, it's like, man, that's whatever. Well, I got one thrown at me this morning that was Riz.
Riz. Okay.
Are you aware of this, Bryce?
Yeah.
Yeah, so literally.
What's Riz about?
So someone was talking about in Fab playing Dromai.
Okay.
And it's like.
So far, so good. I'm following.
Basically, like, I really want to be able to Riz out my deck. And I was like, what?
Does that even playing on like Ritz?
No.
Like make it fancy?
Rizzing out a Bryce loves it. Rizzing out a Dromai deck is like you can have all the marbles and all the cold foils.
Yeah.
And like I as a millennial would have been like if you have all the fancy stuff for like Prism or Dromai, like like you can call that drip. Like that's that word.
You're a millennial using drip?
That's like the tail end.
Drip is that's so far away from I'm a millennial, man.
Yeah, but you're also like an old man millennial.
I'm still stuck on whatever this thing is.
That's yeah.
What is that called? Dabbing. Yeah, dabbing. Yeah.
Anyways, it's short for charisma.
Riz.
But it's when you can like flex on something, and like, you know,
okay. Yeah, totally.
If you're like kind of showing off, but not overtly. You know what I mean? Like you got like a really fancy pair of Michael Jordans on, or like a nice watch, or like.
So.
But yeah.
So, is flexing on somebody an aggressive way of rizzing?
Flexing on someone is like aggressively towards them.
Like if I'm like, look at my fancy watch.
Maybe.
Like in a video, like in a YouTube video, like
flexing would be like,
so
let's
awesome.
say we were playing and I was winning. It's like doing something to showcase how much I'm winning.
Right, but that would not be rizzing. On you,
but I can still flex, not on you.
Yeah, you just flex. It's an internal
If
flex,
it was like I was like,
introspective.
Let's say I had like a fancy board and tokens and sleeves and fancy alt arts and stuff. And it's like, you might be like, oh, you're flexing because you got like the alt art Brennan or something.
Right.
Anyways, Riz is in a new category. I had no idea. I was like, what are you talking about?
Does it need to exist? I mean, did it come from some need that was unfulfilled?
No, I think it's just kids on TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah. So the thing is, I know drip may not be a millennial thing.
We didn't make up any words when we were younger.
But I was around enough to know what drip, if someone said, use the word, I would know what it meant. But I had no idea what Riz meant. Like at all. Like it was.
RIS.
I was lost. And then they were like, you really are getting old. I think it's RIS because charisma.
Yeah, but you never know because like people go weird on that kind of stuff. Riz.
Anyways,
R-I-Z-Z.
R-I-Z-Z. It's R-I-Z-Z. See, so
I'm out. I'm out.
So Riz. I might say if I'm like a cool guy, I might say like I rolled up a bard last night and my Riz was 13.
I'll show you. I'll tell you about some real Riz. Ready? Riz would be tonight. You're going over and you're playing Ashes with a couple friends. Mm-hmm. You show up with the Red Reigns before it's out.
Mm.
And then everyone be like,
would they say the Riz is unmistakable? How would they put it? I don't know. What would they say?
I don't know, dude. Once we get into present and past tense, Riz just is. You know what I mean?
Riz just is. Put it on a t-shirt.
Put it on a mug. If I had a mug next week that said Riz just is, now buyable on my
It's
Etsy shop.
IZZ as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
Hold on, I gotta make a note on this.
Yeah, can you please get that? Well, I'll pay that. That's a marketing budget. I'll get that one.
That's so good. Riz just is, dog. We're going to the moon.
That would honestly be funny for the next 10 years. I think every time I saw that mug on camera, I'd be like, that is so funny that exists.
What would be funny is if every week from now on, I just slowly was rizzing harder. So it starts, and like I just start getting like fancy glasses and watches and shirts and
the
like,
sweaters just keep getting.
You know
right?
the jeans that have like the design back here.
Oh yes, I'm familiar with those. I don't associate that with Riz so much.
You would
so much as Outlaws in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and $2 Miller High Life.
I'm talking about like the $500 pair of jeans.
Yeah,
the designer would like that. It's not. I think you're thinking slightly different than me. Yeah. But like they got like a fancy design in the stitch work there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so it's a fancy version.
There were some kids that were like from wealthy families, and they had like
the fancy
stuff.
Jeans,
and I just remember the jeans, and I was like, "Yeah, I've got Levi's on."
Yeah,
and that's what I'm gonna keep
going.
I've got
Levi's on right now. These things are sweet. These cords, it's great. I'm a Riz man.
Yeah.
Look at my sweater. That's my new song too. It's like the. It's like that. My money don't jiggle, it folds. You've heard that song?
So you have cash instead of change?
Yeah. No, that's the idea. You've not heard that?
No. See, I'm very
cooler
old
than you are. Then clearly, still
depends on who's asking, I guess.
That was a whole TikTok thing, man. And it was a guy who was talking about an old rap song that he wrote and it was kind of a joke, but then he got an actual hip hop producer. It was like a comedian in the UK, I think.
One of those.
And then it was like they immediately made the song better, and then it was him explaining the new lyrics, and then they took that and put a beat behind it, and that was you get it.
That's so good.
Yeah. That's
kind of like Rafe's story earlier about the corn dogs.
Yeah.
Like how does one become the corn dog guy?
Yeah. Well,
accidentally.
Accidentally.
Slipped right into that one. All right, let's get into this.
All right, do we have everything ready that we need?
Nick on the chat saying, if they start saying fam and cap, I'm going to fall out of my chair. All right, fam, let's go.
I mean, fam's been around for a while. Is cap, does that mean anything other than, is it flag related?
I'm going to guess it's more like boss or leader or like all right, cap.
Like Cap America?
Like captain.
Like I'm Cap America and I'm here to stay. All you other captains can go away, kind of a vibe? Like you've heard that before, right? No, you haven't. That was an original production.
Mickey says, you guys need to reach out of this train. Old millennials trying to understand Zoomer.
I'm telling you,
Brendover says no cap on a stack.
Our short social media content should just be us being confused and old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genius. I'm telling you, man.
I'm going to get this positioned here real quick.
That
clearly is perfectly positioned.
The only way you could have been further is if you tossed the board off the table.
It's good over there, right? How do we want to set this up, you think?
Dr. Duck says no cap, fellow boomers. I don't know what this means.
Do you want to do it like...
looked up no cap.
Do you want to do it like this? Wait, hold on. I got to move this.
Family safe?
No cap means you're not lying.
Not lying. Right.
It comes from cap, as in what we used to call grills. They're not called caps. You're not hiding or something.
Okay. Wait, grills are now called caps?
Yeah.
Where you like adorn your teeth and precious metals?
I think caps started to become called grills. Cap being something you put over your tooth.
Yeah.
But if you get a tooth capped, a lot of times that's actually a dentist thing. But it's a cap that you don't see, I think.
But it's something that goes over your tooth.
Whole thing. Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Something tooth related.
Eventually, a cap that covers multiple teeth became known as a grill.
But is it back to being a cap, or is it still a grill?
That's what.
It's one of those square rectangle things.
Okay.
Cap coming from.
Okay.
I'm saying no cap just means I'm not lying.
No cap.
Yeah, see, this would be hilarious content.
I guess
I'm
it is.
sure-
I
I'm
mean,
sure-
it's here. We've done
it's
it.
going.
We made it. It is content now.
I'm sure the Zoomers will love it.
Started rolling. They don't watch this stuff anymore. They're on their flip phones. They've found a way out. Did you
Flip
know
phones?
that? Yeah.
Really?
Flip phones are cool again.
Because they want to get out of like
Yes.
screens?
Yes. You want to get away from the social. Well, some percentage of them, but I'm
Hey.
learning about it on like social, so I guess.
If we're not careful, Facebook's going to be cool again.
It's impossible.
Wow. That's actually something to think about.
Yeah, I did. Bryce was telling me this morning that he was having a lovely interaction with my mother on Facebook through the Covenant Facebook account.
Well, that's it's
She saw a picture posted and she asked, "Is this recent?" And then Bryce said yes, and then she said, "Oh, you guys are looking good," because we haven't seen my mom in a while.
Yeah, wow.
I was a little saddened by that. She was
Yeah.
sick around the holidays, so I didn't see her. So it's
that
not
is a little
completely my
sad. You should
fault.
go see your mom, man.
Yeah, she's probably devastated.
He's still okay, you know.
Yeah, you should have replied, "This is Zach. I hope you. I really miss you."
What's up with your mom these days?
Well, I'm sure she's sad right now.
Is she in is she living with somebody that I know? Is
No.
it Deborah? She's not living with Deborah?
No.
Okay.
She's doing all right.
That was a cool phase, though. I feel like they were kind of like the squad there for a second.
They are. I think they still are.
Are they
squad
still?
of a certain color.
What do they do in their like day to day? Is it like, hey, you want to go down to the coffee shop, or is it like, hey, you want to tool around Southwoods, or what?
You know what's amazing to me, because my mom doesn't work and was previously living with a friend, and somehow it's like this combo of not busy at all, but always having something to do.
That's kind of my dream.
Yeah, I don't know if your parents are that way either. I know your mom can't get away from working.
They're also they're still in the tank basically.
But it's like somehow you do always have something you can be doing if you elect to be doing it.
Yeah.
But it's not planned.
If you imagine for a second that you don't have anything to do, anything,
Yeah.
financially, there's no consequence. You're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the number of things you could find to do. Tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I was just literally, I woke up every morning and said, what would I like to do today?
Well, yeah, it's amazing. I will get
Incredible.
text pretty consistently at about 12:15 p.m.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, are you free for lunch?
Yeah.
It's like, that's not how I live my life.
Yeah, no. The answer's no.
I would love to be, but yeah, I mean, when you just don't have a schedule or a plan, you can just float on.
That's right.
Obsidian,
Like
I
Modest Mouse
will
said.
use the quote saying that I need to say this. Mark me. If you're watching this video in 10 years and it's on Facebook, leave a comment and let me know if Facebook is cool again.
Should we turn the camera, you think? Would it be easier for us? Let's do that. All right. Again, all the valuable part of all of this will be segmented and clipped out. So don't worry. Nobody's going to have to watch this to enjoy PvE. It's just going to take probably a week or so to get it out the box.
Obsidian, this is what we get when we remove the 30 minutes of nothing before the stream.
You're exactly right, actually.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, we're going on a journey, everybody.
Uh-oh, let me get this thing off the ground. This, can't be seen.
This is kind of a cool microphone view. That's what the microphone looks like every day, staring at Zach.
Yeah, that's the microphone's view every day. The poor microphone.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Spent months choosing out this carpet. Line.
Yeah.
It's just here.
Okay. We got to look at it. We do have levels on the camera. That's helpful. That was a John ovation.
Floating skull. I think I'm getting motion sick.
Yeah.
Just close your eyes.
And we'll do that for sure. Close your eyes.
Alex says, if you're watching this and you are Zach's mom, please call him tomorrow at 12 o'clock and ask him to lunch. Tomorrow I would actually maybe be available. Because we're not streaming every day. That was crazy.
You keep saying that. I just don't understand what you mean.
Why it's not streaming every day?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Don't shut up about it. Okay, here we go. This...
Tim Aiken, that's a no-cap comment on the carpet. But I was lying. Do you say it ironically? Yes, of
You
course.
don't say anything ironically.
Of course you say it ironically.
That's the beauty of irony. Okay. You?
Suffice to say, says, hello, the path of algorithm, the wise, brought me here. Well, welcome. If you have any questions, let us know. We're about to play the PvE, the upcoming PvE variant of Ashes Reborn.
I feel like I could get myself into trouble going any further than this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm. Rank says that we need to GoFundMe to buy a step stool for Steven. Always get nervous when he's on that chair. Well, that's part of the tension. It's like, you know something's going to go wrong and you just have to keep watching until it does.
I think one day I will fall off of this.
Yeah. And that will be the last
stream. It's going to be
stream.
our most watched video of all time. That is a surefire way to get some attention. Okay.
Now imagine if there was a behind-the-scenes shot of it on the Tactics.
I hate that platform, Zach.
TikTok?
Yes. I despise it with every ounce of my being.
Do you have anyone in your life that uses it?
It's anathema to what I find to be valuable in my life.
It's a nice shot.
Hey, thanks,
do you have anyone in your life that uses it?
I think Shannon gets it filtered through Instagram.
I have seen that joke where it's like, no, of course I don't use TikTok. I watch all my TikToks 2 weeks later through Instagram like a proper millennial.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm down with all of it.
Daniel says, I love Ashes, but maybe only played it a couple times. Curious to see how they might expand it with a new game mode. Well, this is a good spot to be in.
All right, you ready? Ready to do this thing?
Sure.
All right, everybody, welcome. We're playing Ashes PVE, the first of its kind. We've got the Corpse of Viros, Red Rains. We've unboxed it. We've got it on the table, and we are going to show you everything you need to know about how to play this new mode of Ashes, PVE, player versus environment.
I was going to say, it's important to know PVE means player versus environment.
Co-op and solo.
That's right.
2 players or 1 player.
That is what co-op and solo means.
And Ashes has a giant back catalog of releases. It was a PvP game for the longest time. It's had kind of 2 life cycles. And this is an expansion that now lets you use all of those old cards in a new co-op and solo way. Nice. Which is just incredible.
Speaking of which, I have the pre-con deck for Rowan Umberend.
Umberend, yeah.
I read the Berend as Brend.
Yeah.
And then I knew it was Umber and then Brand.
Common mistake, some would say.
Anyways, Umber and pre-con deck.
Yeah.
So this is just exactly as it came when it was released. Nothing changed. I don't think we've experienced the PvE mode with pre-cons yet, have we?
No, we have not.
I think we've played with whatever we had
played with pre-constructed decks.
So I am curious to see how the difficulty and experience goes just straight out of the box.
Yeah, and that's I think probably most people are going to play with these pre-cons. And there's a really cool little campaign system that they've included in this PvE expansion as well, where you can start with one of these pre-cons. So if I just buy this from Plaid Hat Games, for instance, this is Tristan Darkwater that I'm playing. And I can start with this precon, and then as I continue to defeat forms of the Chimera, I can add cards from other precons to this deck and kind of see this leveling up mechanic as I go, which is going to be super fun. But we're just going to do a quick run through. I've got here the Chimera rulebook. I'll go to the top down. We can all see that together. Got the Chimera rulebook here. This is designed for people who know how to play Ashes, which Zach and I, to some degree, are those people. We certainly know the rules, although we're not terribly great at the game, some would say. And just kind of rounding the horn here, the object of the game of Ashes Red Rains.
I'm here for it.
It's a new player versus enemy game mode for Ashes Reborn. Choose your Phoenixborn and face off against the resurrected threat of the Chimera in a solo battle or cooperative experience with a friend or somebody who's next to you. Players use standard Ashes decks just as they would if battling an opposing Phoenixborn. And this is one of the great things about this system, is that it's not a reinvention of the wheel. You're still able to use the base Ashes rules that you know against a universal enemy, rather than having a whole new rule set that gets spun up just to accommodate PvE. So what we're trying to do is defeat the Chimera. It's going to have a certain number of hit points, and then once it's gone, we're going to win. And I assume you're about to see that, or at least hopefully about to see
part
that.
of it.
So on page 6, if you're following along, you can see the game setup. So first you choose whether you're going to do a 3-game campaign or a standalone. So we'll choose here to do a standalone, which will be totally fine for us. Campaign is recommended, but players can also just do the standalone, which we'll do here.
Okay.
So then we're going to set up the Chimera. So we place the Chimera card that corresponds to our selected difficulty and player count on the Chimera board. So if I look at the Corpse of Viros here, this is our Chimera included in the box. I've got 3 different cards in 2 different configurations with a front and a back. This is really important to understand how the game is going to function as you get better and scale the difficulty up. We've got standard level 1, 2, and 3. And I've got a 1-player side and I've got a 2-player side of standard level 1, 2, and 3.
Nice.
So Zach and I are 2 players, and we're going to do standard level 1, which is the easiest possible mode. Corpse of Viros 2-player. The beautiful board here included in this release tells me exactly where to put this Chimera, boom, on the correct stack. Then we create stacks of behavior and ultimate cards with phase 1 on top, followed by phase 2 and phase 3 beneath them. So here's our behavior cards. We've got phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So we're going to start with phase 1 behavior. We're going to put it, where do we put it, you think? Right there in the slot.
Perhaps where it says
labeled behavior. Set the 5 rage dice, beautiful rage dice included in the box, to their basic side and place them on the board. Basics on the board, not in their little slots though.
I have to get over here.
Just in a little box right here where you see
basic side.
You see, right? They have the basic side there, and so that's where you put them.
Boom.
Incredible. Gather 18 aspect cards. There are multiple options for this. Keep Blood 1 and Blood 2 aspects separate for now. So these Chimera cards, these are the challenge cards that we're going to flip. They're going to control the random behavior of the Chimera as it activates against us. There is a Fury aspect included with the Corpse of Viros, and there is a Shadow aspect included. Those are 2 different aspects. They include different types of cards. Shadow's a little more control-y, don't let you do your stuff. And then Fury is the aggression. So it's like an aggro deck and a control deck, basically, that you're playing against. So recommended, choose all aspects of the same subtype, Fury or Shadow. Now, custom, you can choose any 9 Blood 1 and 9 Blood 2 aspects, so we can mix and match. Or random, we could shuffle a stack of Blood 1 and a stack of Blood 2, then draw 9.
You want to do that?
So we could do random. Up to you. Yeah,
so
sure.
The back of these cards have symbols to show whether or not they're Blood 1 or Blood 2, just for
Isn't that easy?
ease of reference. And I believe, based on what you just said, that we could literally shuffle all the 1s together and all the 2s together and then put 9 and 9.
You could. You could. Sure. Now, we've seen this with Marvel Champions too. A lot of times when you start mixing and matching, the synergies that are meant to stack up and like make the game harder actually don't exist. I don't know if that's the case with Ashes PVE. So if we want to do only Fury, only Shadow, or if we want to totally randomize, that is your call, Zach. I will leave that to you.
I guess I'm a chaos person.
You are a chaos.
So and it's 9 and 9 of each.
9 and 9.
Yeah. I'm gonna get these all nice and shuffled while you're talking.
Steel Slime, now's the time. You know, you never played Ashes, don't have the bandwidth. You know what though? Do you have the bandwidth on a Monday night, 8 o'clock, dinner's been eaten, the kids are in bed. You got an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 before you start getting ready for bed. You're kind of tired of watching the same old television over and over, having the blue light beamed right into your brain. And you think to yourself, you know what I could do is I could bust out a beautiful aesthetic experience that contains dice, cardboard, tokens, and I could sit down and challenge myself in a way that is both engaging and relaxing. Maybe then you would start playing Ashes. Only then would you do
I don't know though. Sometimes Below Deck just calls your name.
Sometimes Below Deck's on and then Ashes has got to wait.
You said 9 and 9, right?
9 and 9, yeah.
And are these in a particular order?
No. Certainly not after you've shuffled them. Okay, then we got the Corpse of Viros right here. And it has, on its standard level 2 side, it has this little dancey diagram, which is 1 blood, 2 blood, 2 blood, 2 blood. It's like a Parappa the Rappa situation.
I do this sort of thing?
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. You're so good at following directions.
And then these are shuffled?
Unbelievable. It is going to tell us the battlefield facing you is your opposing, and aspects on the battlefield considered to be their opposing player. So we're going to do that in front of each player. So you actually put these in front of you, and then put the other ones in front of me.
Oh, no.
And we're going to zoom out just a little bit so we can capture the magic here. And somebody in the chat said you guys are going to have to zoom out. They knew.
That was Chaos Theory. He was on it.
They knew. Okay, I'm going to push this board up just a wee bit. How cool does this look, though?
Yeah, it looks
And these can kind of come together, too. We'll put our battlefield in front of them. Oh, that looks awesome. Ah! Shuffle the remaining aspect cards, create a face-down draw pile. And then we have a Fatigue rule card. And if we're playing 2 players, we put the Fatigue 2-player side on top here. And then we put the cards that you just shuffled up on top of those. So when we run out, this is the cool thing is that, did you fail?
It was cute. Yeah. Because I had shuffled instead of laying it out 1, 2, 2. Like I shuffled after I laid my side out.
Oh, got it. So the Fatigue rule card is one of my favorite things here in that if you understand Ashes a little bit, there are a couple of primary win conditions that track to basically every card game's win conditions. Running your opponent out of deck, defeating your opponent via damage. So they don't want to say, well, in PvE mode, you can't run your opponent out of deck because that's just not how it's going to work against a random enemy. So what we have is this Fatigued rule card, and as you run the Chimera out of its deck, it gets fatigued. And then whenever it's fatigued, it becomes easier to defeat. So there's still a significant benefit to milling your opponent. These guys are shuffled?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's one of the
Put that under there.
more clever pieces of the system is they found a way to interact with every possible thing in Ashes from PvP that doesn't feel tacked on.
Yeah. Notably, the Fatigue card for 2 players is you have to run through the deck once, flip it over, run through the deck again, and then Fatigue takes place. First player, you just have to fatigue once. So double the pleasure, double the fun, etc. You would expect it to be that way. 2 players probably have an easier time of, some would say twice as easy. Finally, setup as normal. Follow the standard rules of Ashes following the rule book. So if you know how to play Ashes, this means choose your first 5 and then shuffle your deck and start playing. I'm going to put these cards up, or these tokens up here. These are all included in the box. Everything you see here, sans the precons that we're playing with, is included in the box. And we've got these nice little red rings tokens up here. And then notably, one thing I had forgotten is the ultimate. So we've got ultimate phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. And we're going to put this here. Now, one of the fundamental tensions of the PvE mode is the Chimera is going to activate. You're going to roll in some of these rage dice, and sometimes they're going to land on the red rain side. As these red rain sides stack up, the Chimera is going to be given these red rains tokens. So they're going to start getting more powerful and more powerful. And then eventually, if there are red rains tokens equal to or greater than the Chimera's ultimate value, which in this case is 5, you do a big ultimate ability, and then you kind of start over on the accumulation. So there's a natural ramp-up mechanic that's happening that's kind of putting you on the clock against the Chimera.
Do you know what dice that you need for your deck?
I sure do. I got it right here on this fancy computer. It's sympathy and 5 sympathy and 5 turtles. Time. Sympathy and time. That's called aging.
I was going to say, I thought that was called HR.
Oh, also a pretty good joke there. All right, and now like any great Ashes player, I've got to remind myself of what in the world my first 5 is going to be.
Man, I was getting ready to say the same thing. For Rowan, I have no idea what my first 5 is supposed to be, but I do know that this Knowledge Seeker is going to be in that list.
We know how to do things the wrong way, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stack up all of my summon spells, my spellboard spells, and I'm going to place dice on them equal to what I would need to play the spell and also cast the spell on the opening turn. And because of that, that's going to give me a kind of a basic understanding of what I might need. So I see here that if I play everything of these 4 spells, I have 2 dice left over, and I've got plenty of basic room here. So I could either make it a 2-die sympathy spell or a 2-die time spell or both. So I'm going to look through my deck and I'm going to say, what's a good initial spell? Oh, and I have this Summon Radiant Leviathan thing that I might actually do. That's 4 dice. That's what I'm supposed to do. Drop the Tsunami Shot, summon the Leviathan. Let's get some board presence. No, that's not what I should do at all. Wrong, Zach, wrong.
I was about to say as much,
presence.
but...
You play this unit from your hand without paying its main action cost. Okay, this is great. Let's just do a Darkwater Hunter. That's easy enough.
I have to decide if I'm going for the red raindrop strategy.
Well, you got to. You got to.
Yeah.
What are you doing if you're not doing that? right, so I got Tristan. I've got all of my first 5, which is crazy. One of the great things about Ashes, choose your first 5. No randomness on the opening hand, no mulligan needed. Nick Green correctly saying in the chat, Ashes Reborn is one of the best deck construction games ever if you're into deep deck building and deep gameplay, which who could resist? And you're totally right to say that, not to forget about Jason, the Tristan ability. So maybe I'll pull in a one die thing instead. How about Ocean's Gift? Raise 3 dice, 1 level, even now is the following. Declare you may place 1 status. I mean, that's going to be awesome, right? Attack value 1 for each status. Move 1. Yep, got it. This is going to be such a cool deck.
All right, I see what I'm trying to do here. I love this.
I haven't played this just as the precon before.
Yeah, me neither. I went straight into the Red Rains combo wombo.
Yeah. Let's do a Wave Crash to start. Okay, choose any. All right, let's go here. Yeah. Look at these. Man, these cards are so beautiful. I'm so glad that Tristan is a real thing. Got to happen.
Makes sense, given your preferences.
My water affinity, yes. Thank you for saying so.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, man.
Why don't you just do it?
I'm going to do it like this.
What is this?
I'm going to do active towards me and inactive. I'm going to just wild out. I'm going to play this a totally different way.
You are wild.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I always do. As much as it. Okay. Well, look at that. It's like reflective now. The angle changed.
Yeah, this is the lights.
Wow.
Problem is the lights.
How about we do this? Let's make it nice for everybody.
Oh. That's kind of cool. Where are you going to put... Oh, you're going to put it... Wow. Playing on a curve there. Man, I'll do that.
You know what? The things I do...
I'll do it.
For our friends out there, I'm willing to go the distance. This seems good.
Yeah,
when
it's
it's used,
cool.
I can exhaust it. When it's blocked.
How do you turn the card when you exhaust something? Would you say this to the right or to the left?
This way?
Yeah.
Is that right or wrong?
Well, I mean...
It's not right, it's left.
People will have opinions about it. I'll just say that.
Hold on, let me see what I would normally do. So if I was here...
I know I can tell you what you normally do if you'd like.
I don't know what I would normally do. Is that what I would do? Is that backwards?
You would turn it to the left, yeah.
Like this?
Yeah.
You're supposed to do this clockwise?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like a clock, yeah.
Huh. I do it counterclockwise.
I think so, usually. I don't know, but you do all sorts of things, you know. All right, got my deck over here. Now, let's run through for everybody at home kind of what the general flow of this is going to be, right?
Got excited.
So we're going to prepare. So we're going to do all of our standard ashes. We're going to roll our dice. We're going to get them in the pool. And then we're going to play our units out, etc. Now, one of the interesting things about PvE is the position of your units matters because the PvE cards are going to target leftmost, rightmost, or otherwise. So the way that you play out your units is actually very relevant to the game. So that's not the case in normal Ashes, although I suppose it could eventually be if you were stuck on it, but I don't think they're going to make that change. So just note that battlefield management actually does matter, and you can't just move them around willy-nilly as you want.
Noted.
So we're going to take a shared turn, main and side, main and side.
Okay.
What's really good about the system is that you can mix and match however you want. I do a side action, you do a main action, you do a side action, I do a main action. We can pass it around because we're friends. We're trying to beat the game together.
Friends.
Card effects may target any battlefield, spellboard, etc.
Okay.
So if I have a card that says it affects something, I can choose your stuff, Phoenix or Chimera stuff as well. Now this is notable. I had not done this in our prototype games. The red Rains halt for no one. If you take a pass action while there are one or more face-down aspect cards in the opposing battlefield, the Chimera raises 1 die to a rage side.
Okay.
So don't pass in the face of danger, basically. Now, the hardest thing here that we've had during our playthroughs of this game is whenever you declare attacks, you're going to roll that d12.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the Chimera is going to come in and block for its own units on the board, just like a Phoenixborn can come in and block for units. But it's going to happen randomly, and we're going to forget it. And so, live chat, please yell at us whenever that happens.
Can you imagine if they actually could yell at us? Like you could audibly hear them?
I'm going to be honest, I don't think almost anybody out there would actually yell.
Yeah.
We don't attract yellers.
They might say something, though.
They might say so. It would be a pointed comment from time to time.
Hey, Steven, you're making a mistake.
That was a misplay. That was a misplay.
Did you see the value you missed out on that play?
Did you know that Steven accidentally cheated, or maybe not accidentally? It's like, yes, on this PVE playthrough, Steven intentionally cheated so that he would be cooler than Zach.
Yeah. Well, I'm used to it.
So targeting the Chimera is analogous to targeting a Phoenixborn. Nothing to say there. And then targeting a unit is where it gets weird. And that's when we roll the die and see if it, on a 9+, the Chimera steps in and guards. And that's where you ruin your game.
Yeah.
Your plans are ruined there. Aspects always counter if unexhausted, so it's basically the same game you've always known. Now, the blood value. Let's talk about the blood. So blood is basically the health of the Chimera. Okay. So as things happen, these blood value of these cards, if I defeat a 2-blood card, what's going to happen, Zach? Take a guess.
I'm going to guess where you do 2 damage.
Boom. 2 blood go here, and then that's going to essentially equate to damage. 60 blood on the, or damage on the Chimera is going to be the end of the game for us. We're going to be successful and victorious.
I'm loading it up, but of course we can stick with the standard if you want. Or you want to use the blood tokens or a tracker?
Oh yeah, for the health. Oh, we'll use the blood tokens. Use it right out of the box.
We'll just use it right out of the box.
Let's use it right out of the box. But there are a number of solutions, including dice, when it comes to counting things. Then we'll get to the Chimera turn whenever it's time, and that's basically it. It's a simple system.
Yeah, if you've played Ashes,
plan is in
it's
simplicity.
super easy. All right, I'm going to roll my dice. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I've had a need to do this.
Roll them up. Okay. And are you putting active dice far away from you?
Yeah.
Look at all those hourglass eye.
Is that the plural?
Yeah, I think so.
No. It's not.
You didn't know that. It's the old world.
Hourglass eye?
That's why you can always get out of trouble if you just say, that's old world.
That's old world, yeah. That's that English that we had to study that no one paid attention to, not the English that we use.
It's old world.
Mr. Yao, did we get an update on holiday tokens? Those are in production. They should be shipping relatively soon.
They're looking good.
You'll get a notice when those are ready to go. All right, so it's us.
It's you and I. Take a normal turn.
Okay. Well, this is going to be pretty simple for me. I'm going to play a Knowledge Seeker ally. It costs me an Hourglass and a basic. Let me look at we'll go here.
Oh, you need a first player token. Here, I'll give you this.
Boom.
You'll be the first player.
Can I do this?
Congratulations.
I can't see that. We'll just put it right here. How about that? Because it'll also be the Chimera sometimes.
That's right. So it'll be pointing to whoever it is? Okay, cool.
Which you can't on stream that. That is.
You cannot, yeah, on stream it's a total
hilarious
fractal situation.
I'm playing a Knowledge Seeker. It says when this comes into play, I can look at the top 3 cards in my draw pile. Place each card on top or bottom of my draw pile.
Little filter. Very nice.
So let's see. I'm digging.
I'm going to just take a main action while you're here. I'm going to play Summon Prism Terra.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to side action. We're going to meditate twice. I knew those were on top of my deck. It was intentional.
Just calling it out?
Just putting that out there.
Calling how you see it?
Yeah, you weren't here for it, but I played solo when you were gone. And this. At the end of last year. And I threw some Hail Marys.
Apparently it was very exciting.
It was really intense. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
All right, I have sought knowledge. Everyone's happy. I did my side action meditate. I played doing my main action. That's all I can do.
I'm doing my main action. I'm skipping my side action because I've got all the dice I need to play all the cards that I want to play. So then let's go to the Chimera turn. If you're following along with me, if this is your first play, it's page 10 in the rule book is what we're doing now. We're resolving a Chimera turn. So the first thing we do is we look for any green boxes. There are none currently because there are not anything worth having on the board. It's just face down. So if there are one or more face-down aspects, the Chimera will roll one basic rage die and then roll the behavior die and take the action indicated on the Chimera behavior card. Notably, if there are no face-down aspects, the Chimera attacks with the leftmost unit that can attack. And if there are no face-down aspects and no units that can attack, the Chimera passes. So basically, things are going to start revealing and making our lives a little more miserable. So let's roll the die of fate. D12, I'll let you roll for yourself.
Okay.
Roll it up.
We got a 12, which is place a red rains token on the Chimera and then reveal a card.
All right, red rains token. Boom.
Let's go here.
You can put them wherever. You can put them right on the Chimera if you want. You can put them on the ultimate. All right, then main action reveal.
And I start with the leftmost?
Yes. Yep.
Glare. The opposing player cannot play action or reaction spells. 2 attack, 2 life, 1 blood. So I reveal it does not attack me. Oh, also, don't we do something with these?
No, not yet. We're just following the book.
I'm with you. I rolled my die.
You do roll one basic rage die, yes.
Roll
always, and what's really cool is you can roll them like this, clink them
together. Yeah.
I think that was intentional.
And if it hits one of the sharp things, it goes up in the slot.
It goes up into the slot.
I thought I was supposed to do something there. I'm glad I was not.
Yeah, you played solo. You know what you're doing.
I'm basically a pro.
You know what you're doing.
In the meantime, you're rolling the Sharpie thing.
Dude, I like a little excitement in my life. 5, look at the behavior card. Reveal, attack with a revealed aspect.
Oh, you just immediately get punched.
Storm Call. Attack of 1. I'm just going to take 1 right to the face.
What's the, is the ability matter?
Yeah, so at the start of each of the Chimera's turn, remove 1 status token from this unit to deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target Phoenixborn. Then if that was the last status token on this unit, place 1 red rains on the Chimera, and it has a little 2 dot, so it comes in with 2 status tokens.
Okay.
All right, we both rolled. We've seen the Chimera revealed some stuff. Chimera attacked some stuff. You'll notice on Stormcall, it has a little symbol here that is a right claw. Mm-hmm. So if I had any units out, it would attack the rightmost unit of mine.
Okay, and this is somewhere I was a little confused about previously.
Yeah.
So icons on this side, which means is your furthest to the
right side.
Yeah, like if you're reading the card. Because in my head, a lot of times, like opponent's cards would look like this.
Oh,
and then it would attack over here. So it kind of actually, how you position your cards is a little interesting.
Yes.
I ran into that when I was solo, I think, and I was manipulating it for the camera, and I was like, wait a second, actually.
I don't understand.
Which side? Yeah. So you basically look at the card like you're reading it, and the icon will align with which side of your board it's supposed to be attacking.
Yeah, so this is considered a right claw, so the right side of your board will get wrecked. All right, so we've done the Chimera turn. Now we do the recovery phase. Recover as normal, remove any exhaustion tokens that are on things. Exhaust dice as normal, and then place red rains on the Chimera for each aspect in play, resolving the ultimate card if applicable. So there is no...
That's only at the end.
That's at the very end, yeah.
When we both
pass.
The
recovery, once we all pass. And then replenishing aspects. So we'll go back and forth through all of these turns until everybody's passed, then we'll hit this recovery phase, recover everything, place red rains tokens, and replenish everything.
Yeah.
So back to us. And now we're off to the races. I'll throw this rule book out here. Follow it along. All right, what's your play?
I'm going to play... I'm just building. I can't play action or reaction spells.
Right.
So I can play spells onto my board, though. I'm not worried about this thing yet. And if it attacks, it'll attack me directly, and I've got health to give. So I'm okay with it presently.
Yeah. That's some great thinking.
Yeah, thank you.
There, just leave the things there to do damage to us. Pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm going to play a Chant of Hostility. Cost me a knife. Side action. It's also a trigger if I have an ally leave play effect.
Yes.
So I want to get that on the table.
Right, good choices.
I'm also going to play a Summon Ruin Dweller.
Man, you've got these things all in weird places. Okay. Good. Ruin Dweller looks good. Yeah, I like it.
This is my background.
Acceptable.
And then I'm used to dancing around the little screen of us.
Sympathy. Screen of us.
Well, the what do you call that little?
Is that a TV show?
What's the little box?
Picture in picture.
Picture in picture.
Yeah.
Could be kind of cool to have a little TV frame around it.
Can I take a main action? You got anything to do?
Yeah, no, I'm good. You're good.
I'm gonna play a summon tidal crab. I'm gonna drop in a basic to do that.
You said something about a crab?
Summon tidal crab is gonna be here, yeah. And then I'm gonna pass my side action. I don't have any other side actions.
All right. So then what happens again?
Now the Chimera goes.
So now did this stays with us till we both pass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I roll this and this.
That's right.
And we resolve. So I got a basic again because I'm a professional roller.
You're a great roller.
And then I got a 3.
Yeah,
Why can I have a
3
3?
here on our behavior phase 1. Main action, attack if able, if not reveal.
So this will attack.
If able.
The thing on my farthest left attacks.
Yeah.
Not
totally.
everything.
Okay.
So that's the midstream surprise
yeah,
here.
we got. I didn't even know. I forgot drinks. Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much, Rafe.
What in the world
do you
is
know who made
this?
this?
I did.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a.
Thank you, Rafe.
It smells like an old fashioned of sorts.
All right, hold on.
For those of you that don't know, we've got a cocktail program we're working on for the 3rd iteration of our local retail store. This year of our company is dedicated to basically building the resources that we need to build that store. It's our entire purpose this year. This has to be an old fashioned, right? No, it is not.
Not old-fashioned.
It's one of those old weird drinks that I never remember. Bijou is one of them, which this isn't. And the other one, Fitzgerald could be one.
What's in a Boulevardier?
Boulevardier is Campari, bourbon, vermouth.
So this is a dark spirit.
Oh yeah,
And
that's bourbon for sure.
It's got something that punches you, like
Yes.
in a leather kind of way. I'm not technical with my cocktails at all. I just know that I like them.
Oh man, I like that. But what is it? It might be a Boulevardier.
Did I call it right?
You may well have.
So,
but the Campari's not really there. No, it's something different. There's a bitter in there though.
that's what I was saying. It punches you. It's supposed to get that basic taste.
Do you know what this is?
No idea.
Can we try it? Think you can figure it out? All right. Anyway, main action,
It's
side
delicious.
action, etc.
Shout out to Ops out there for doing the hard work and making the drinks.
I need to Chimera myself.
Oh wait, I'm getting attacked.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
the icon's in the middle, so it's attacking me directly.
Attacks the Phoenix more direct.
Now I have the opportunity to block with a
Yeah, you can defend as normal. Yeah.
a unit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to yet because I have another card in my hand that gets tokens when I have allies that leave play.
Easy.
So I'm just going to take 2 straight to the teeth. 18 health. Health is a resource.
Health is a resource.
Why
man.
not?
Yeah.
And is this exhausted?
Yes, it is. So just think about we'll use the base stuff. We don't use our fancy stuff. Yeah. This is just like your opponent's. Like if you're playing an opponent in Ashes, it functions basically the exact same. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone said exhaustion token?
Oh yeah, because it attacks as well. Thank you, Chaos. This is gonna be way better for me. All right, my go.
Yes.
First thing I do.
So this is also a good example of not dealing with this because now it's exhausted. So just like in regular Ashes, if I punch it,
yeah.
I don't take damage from it.
You want to then we can build our board a little bit nicer. Now this is standard too, so we should just totally slam dunkaroo this thing.
Well, we're also on precons.
We're on precon, so if we lose,
It's because we
It's
didn't build the
because
decks.
of that.
Yeah, for sure.
so first thing I do is I look at my little status token thing, my little storm call. Now, common question that people are going to have, since this is me having it also, are these unexhaustible abilities, right? Because they sure look like it, don't they? And the answer is yes.
It doesn't have the icon.
It's got the status icon. It's right there.
Well, there's normally a little infinity icon for unexhaustible.
So you're saying that these go away whenever exhausted.
Like, this bequest ability on my knowledge seeker has that little like X looking infinity symbol.
Unless, is there a special rule for Chimera where their status effects are
maybe.
always
Green
inexhaustible?
boxes are inexhaustible.
That's right.
Okay.
So I honestly, just the box itself is getting my attention and saying, hey, this is always on. It's green,
What's
like
the,
a green light.
what's the box do? And or say?
At the start of the Chimera's turn, these status abilities will always fire regardless of exhaustion. Remove one status icon from this unit to deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target Phoenixborn. That's
Okay.
me. I'm getting beat up over here. Then, if it was the last status token, place a red reins on the Chimera. I don't want that to happen.
We really want him to be gone soon.
But okay, I think I can pull that off.
Okay. Luckily, you also have a knowledge seeker over here, friend. But I sort of want this guy to get destroyed for reasons that I will explain later. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be okay. I think I can get that done. Okay, I'm gonna roll. Look at me, dude. I am a professional red rainser.
Your red are raining. Jason's saying, you'd think they would know by now they have a rules question. Chad is already yelling at them.
Oh, we do know. We know. But also, it's like 6 seconds behind or 7 seconds behind. Or at least, you know, we don't have to do that anymore. We can turn the delay off. Because the that was for the pops, which we're putting that into post-production time instead. So that's going to be way better, actually. Okay,
doing it live.
I rolled a 9. Target opposing player must lower 2 non-basic dice in their active pool 1 level.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I learned to meditate late in the turn because I could roll the thing that unmeditates me. You know what I mean?
Meditate late.
Put it on a mug.
Fine, I'll put 2 sympathies down.
With like a moon, you know, design. Meditate late.
I don't want to do that.
I'm over here. I have a whole brand.
Dude, yeah, everything that you're saying right now, it does sound funny in the background. But
Riz just is, man. Riz just is.
Now that is funny.
I'm going to have to start an Etsy t-shirt shop, man. If I showed up next week with a Riz just is mug and shirt, is it in brand or out of brand?
It's fine.
I don't want to turn it into like
fine. It's
too
fine.
far like, you know, comedy.
As long as you don't say anything about it. As long as you don't Riz about it.
It just I'm just rizzing up with the
Because
Riz
Riz
gear.
is, and it kind of exemplifies itself.
So, you know what, dude? My name starts with a Z.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot of brand plays here with the double Z Riz. Just watch out. It's going to happen.
There may well be. I'm revealing a Frozen Fear because I rolled a 9. I lower 2 non-basic die as a side action, and then I reveal as the main action. So I'm now revealing a card, Frozen Fear. After this unit destroys a unit an opponent controls by attacking, place an exhaustion token on that opponent's Phoenixborn. It's not good for me. We don't want that. Terrifying 1 cannot be blocked or guarded against by units with an attack value of 1 or less.
Okay.
So that's important to note. And then back to the boys.
The boys.
The boys.
Doubles. All right. I'm just going to go. Is that all right?
It's totally fine.
I'm going to play a Chant of Erosion. Side action.
Oh, man.
Then I'm going to take an action to summon a Ruin Dweller.
Ruin?
Ruin? Cost me.
That's right, Thomas. Didn't we establish that we never shout though? That's right. What's really cool about these videos too, what I'm loving about this, is getting live chat interaction in the finished video as well, where live chat isn't actually interacting, but it's just like a more community thing.
Yeah, like we're just talking to Chaos
Hey,
Theory right over there.
you guys it's cool. We're having a good time. I'm going to take a main action.
You see this Riz comment?
I'm going to summon a tidal crab. It's gonna cost me. See, we don't get to have fun when we're playing against each other. At least I don't.
When we're playing cooperatively live, it is definitely different. Because normally right now you're doing very challenging math to try to make a B hero work. And I'm just smacking you with a good hero and having a good time.
That is what that's like, isn't it? Look at that tidal crab. Looks so good. Is it on purpose that the 2 eyes look like the 2 status tokens that it comes in with? I don't know.
That's funny, like googly eyes.
So
someone is just... I'm just going to ban them.
Oh, yeah?
They're just like promoting some weird gain followers thing.
You don't want to gain followers? What's wrong with you?
That's
a marketing decision.
I need lots of followers.
All right, tidal crab's coming in with 2 status tokens on it per the text of summon tidal crab.
That's a cool looking crab.
Now I'm going to take a side action and blow your mind. I'm going to play Wave Crash. Look at that card. Isn't that gorgeous? Come on, man.
It is.
Remove a status token from a unit to deal 2 damage to a target unit an opponent controls.
He gone.
Storm Call. Gone. Now, why did I do that? So that it doesn't resolve its last status token and get a red reins token. And Storm Call is a 1 blood unit. So 1
59 to
blood
go.
on the deck.
Climb the mountain, one
Boom.
step at a time. Okay. That the art on that wave crash.
Makes you want to play the game, doesn't it?
Well, yes. Actually, something I did this weekend. I didn't mention it earlier, as I went and saw the new Avatar film.
Can't wait to talk about that.
That reminds me of it.
A lot of water in there, isn't it?
A lot of water. It's got the subtitle is "The Way of Water."
Die of Fate, turn, turn, turn. You got any status tokens to burn? No statuses to resolve? You don't. Chimera turn, ahoy.
See what happens. 10 and another basic.
Side action, raise a basic rage die 1 level. Cool, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
And then reveal.
Leftmost. Dark Descent. 3 attack, 3 life, 2 blood. When this is declared as an attacker, place an exhaustion token on the opposing player's target leftmost unit. If that unit was already exhausted, discard it.
That's awful. That's really good for that, Chimera. You did a good job, Chimera. All right, as for me, I love rolling dice. Do you love rolling dice?
Oh, yeah.
Betting large sums of money on the results?
Yes.
I've hit a rage every single time.
You should play basketball.
It's a 6. Reveal. Attack with revealed aspect. Oh, no.
That could be a Dunkarini.
It's about to be a total dunk.
That guy looks gross.
Hunting Instincts. Leftmost attack. Bloodlust 1. After it destroys a unit, place a red range token on the Chimera. It can't be allowed.
You want to block?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's only one thing that can block.
I know.
And it rhymes with Tristan.
I'm going to block with Tristan.
Michael asking, when do subscribers get this?
Exhaust.
So current
take
expectation
4 damage.
is going to be late February and March-ish of 2023. But if you're a subscriber, you'll get charged and get notice as soon as that is happening. The fact that we have the pre-production copy is a sign that this is imminent. So hopefully soon.
That was bad.
Well,
That was a bad turn.
Bad before it gets worse. Okay, over to us?
Over to us, yeah.
Okay, here's the dealio.
We need to start doing something.
If I attack something, does it strike me back?
Yeah.
So check this out.
Unless it's exhausted.
But to strike back, it has to exhaust.
That's right.
So if I attack...
No, I don't think that's true for these aspects. There's a fancy rule because they knew what you were going to try to do. Okay? And it is the following. I will read it to you directly from the book.
Okay.
Aspects always counter if unexhausted, and they do not become exhausted as a result of countering. No funny business. No, I'm gonna game the game. Make this exhaust on a dumb attack.
That's what I was going to do.
Yes, it is what you were going to do.
Does that have vermouth?
Honestly, this drink is a complete mystery to me.
Yeah. I'm with you.
It tastes like so many things that I know, but not any of them. It's not a Bouvardia. It doesn't. It's not. The Campari isn't there.
How about we do this, man? What's this crab all about?
Is that the espresso? Is that a revolver?
That I think it is a revolver.
Is it a revolver? It doesn't have the orange garnish though. So either it's a bad revolver.
It's only a 1 attack value?
No, it says 2 right there.
No. Reduce this unit's attack value by 1 for each status token on it.
Yeah, but I can pass that off with its side action.
Got you.
I can put it on like one of your units, actually.
It would be cool if I needed the status token.
Oh no, it says you control. They even kept me from that.
So, how about I attack... What's the this is probably the meanest thing on the table right now.
It's the meanest unexhausted thing.
Yeah. So I want this. I guess actually, if he ends up attacking, it would exhaust this, and I want this to get destroyed and not exhausted.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about attacking into something and doing 2 damage to it.
Okay. Like the plan so far.
Then what you do with the rest of that is up to you.
I do have Tsunami Shot as my like coup de grace here.
What's that do?
4 damage across 1 instances. 1, 1, 1, 1.
That's pretty sweet.
It's real sweet.
Because that would let you take out both of these guys.
That's right. Yeah, but like it's the best card in this deck. So,
yeah, but then you're down to like 1 threat, so that's pretty fine.
Do we want to use it now? Would be the question, right?
Well, I'm gonna leave that up to you. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attack with the Knowledge Seeker on Dark Descent.
Okay.
So I'm doing 2. It's gonna destroy me, so I'm gonna do 2 to it.
Walk me through the attack real quick, because we do. There are probably some folks out there you're watching this. Maybe you don't know the full rules of the,
so I
attack.
In a player versus player scenario, this is the defender. Technically, they could block with their Phoenix Form, but I'm gonna have to roll to make this attack.
That's why we had to walk through it.
Yeah.
Gotta get that on our thick skulls.
I don't roll poorly, they're gonna attack and he'll counter, and as you just said, won't exhaust when it counters. So I'll do 2 damage to it. It'll do 3 damage to me.
Yeah.
My Knowledge Seeker has 2 life, so it'll get destroyed, and then fun stuff will happen.
So this is the first thing that we've got to remember. When you attack a Chimera aspect, roll the die. On a 9 or higher, the Chimera takes that damage instead.
Which is the opposite of what we want.
Usually that is very bad for you.
Particularly because I just want this thing to get destroyed.
Yeah. Good luck. It's a 25% chance. 4. Clean. Easy.
I'm telling you, man, I got a gift.
So the attack resolves successfully. So you get 2 damage from your attack value into Dark Descent. Yeah. You get 3 damage back at you. It's going to destroy that unit because its life is only 2.
So a few things happen.
And then what happens?
After an ally control is destroyed, I place a status token on both these cards.
So Chant of Hostility and Chant of Erosion?
Yep.
Wow. That's an exhaustion token you got there.
Rowan's going to trigger after an... Oh, yeah, wrong. Rowan's going to trigger after an ally control is destroyed. I can place it face down under this card, discard any other ally's face underneath it.
Oh, you get to store a little ally.
So I'm just going to do this. So his ability that I'll get to use later is action, exhaust, basic. Put an ally that is underneath this card onto the battlefield and then destroy it.
So you get the filter again?
So I get to look at the top 3. But then this also has when it's destroyed, which I'm triggering now.
Okay.
I get to draw a card, which I filtered earlier.
Wow.
And I meditated twice.
You're a real card gamer.
Yeah. So then for a basic, I'll get to look at the top 3, destroy the thing, and draw one of those 3 into my hand.
Cool.
Yeah. Plus then I got these 2 status tokens, which is where we're at.
Well, that all seems pretty fancy what you have done. Meantime,
I'm over here just doing addition.
This Frozen Fear has got to go. I'm gonna launch it. I'm gonna launch this Tsunami Shout.
Excellent.
Resolve the following effect 4 times. Deal 1 damage to a target unit and opponent controls. Okay. So the card, I know the things that I need. Don't need these 2. And I don't need... Have I done something wrong? Yeah, I'm just going to use these 2. I don't need any more time dice. So I'm going to spend 2 basics on a Tsunami Shot. And I'm going to take my bow. Pow, pow. 3 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage.
Boom.
Destroy 2 blood apiece.
2 blood, yeah.
So that's 4 blood.
That's right.
So we're up to 5 of 60.
55 to go. Have you seen the show Community?
Yeah.
All the way through?
Joel McHale.
When you said pow pow, I thought of Pop Pop.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the side characters. That's their whole gimmick. Yeah.
I watched like the first couple seasons, and that was kind of I kind of got it.
I'm in the middle of watching it for the first time. The first 3 seasons are highly regarded. And the 4th is not, and the 5th is good, and then the last one's not. So I'll probably stop after 3.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, let's do the Chimera.
All right.
Here's your Die of Fate. Here's your final Rage die, which of course you will not roll into a Rage symbol.
Oh, I did. Finally did.
You did.
So what happens first? This?
Bing, bing. Turn them all back to basics. 1 red reigns on the Chimera.
And how many does it need to go crazy on?
It needs its ultimate value of 5. So the moment the 5th one goes on there, it has a moment.
Right, what's the 7 do?
7 on the Behavior Phase 1 card. Side action. Target opposing player must lower 2 non-basic dice in their active pool 1 level.
All right.
And then, main action, reveal. Don't you love that it's in the syntax of the game?
Yeah. Side action, main action. Iron Scales.
Uh-oh.
Defender. This unit will block for the Chimera and guard for aspects without this ability. The Chimera will not guard for this unit.
Yep.
Iron Scales after unit is dealt damage to prevent all but 1 from being received. 2 life, so you have to do it 1 at a time.
Would have been a great target for Tsunami Shot.
All right. Fine.
My time? It's my time to shine.
Hey, you hit a basic.
Look at that. That's a good roll. And a 2, which of course is going to be good for me, I'm sure. Reveal. Main action reveal. Constrict. So it's a 2/4 unit. When it comes into play, the target opposing player must place 1 exhaustion token on a card they control. Dumb.
You could exhaust Tristan if you're not using your ability.
I'm going to use that. The unit will block for the Chimera and guard for aspects. So we both have defenders out now.
Got it.
That's a bummer. All right, back to us. Main actions, main actions. Give me a song. Zach, I've got an easy play here.
Okay, get on it.
Ding, 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 ding. I will take 2 dice to summon Prism Tetra. Place 3 conjurations on the battlefield. This is my favorite unit in all of Ashes. They come in different colors for no reason other than because it's the greatest. Prism Tetra's in. I'll exhaust the spell to do that. It's not focused, which would have a digital copy of it, would give me an additional bonus. Prism Tetras can't block, but after I declare 3 or more attackers, I add 1 to the attack value for the remainder of the turn. So if they all swing together, they actually have 1 attack, and of course Tristan's ability is meant to synergize with these units.
Nice.
And then I'll pass to you.
Okay.
And then at the end, once we get through an entire turn, an entire round, that'll be the end of the vidya.
Okay.
We'll cut it for everybody out there watching, so that now you know how to play PVE Ashes. Wonderful. And then we'll keep playing it for the live stream.
Right. That's right.
Then we have a little system discussion.
Oh, right. These actually go here. Yeah, and then we'll have a little systems discussion. Exactly.
I figured out what the cocktail is.
What is that?
It's a Black Manhattan.
Oh, okay. Right.
I asked.
Yeah.
I never...
You didn't just deduce it?
Yeah.
Man.
Look at these fish, though. Oh, my gosh. It's lovely. What are you doing? What are you thinking about over there? Let's work together as a team. Just tell me what's going through your head.
So I can use the Chant of Erosion to attach an eroding Conjure Adulteration.
Cool.
Which looks awesome. This gives something a -1 attack.
Okay.
So if I make the Constrict a -1, it's a 1 attack, but that's my main action. So then next round, if I'm not exhausted, I can punch for 3 and not die.
Okay,
From
right
that
on.
punch.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm thinking about is I can use this as my main action to put this in play, look at the top 3, destroy it, and then draw a card. So I'm not in a rush to do that necessarily. So
I'm going to do 2 to this guy.
immediately.
Yeah, depending on the state of the board, but assuming things don't go poorly, yes, I will do that.
I'm going to exhaust this, and I'm going to attach this here.
This here? Oh, you're eroding a Constrict? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then no side action to speak of.
Okay. Roll the dice.
Yeah.
2 and a basic. Great. Just a reveal. Main action reveal.
Constrict.
Constrict. Oh, goodness gracious. It screwed us up, man.
That's fine. Look, I'll just put an exhaustion here. I'm totally okay with that.
All right. Any card?
It says any card you control, yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. You can put it on a Phoenixborn or a spell or a spell.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's easier.
Okay, that was my roll. Also important to note, I can do 4 to him on a single punch.
Well, okay. That is important to note. Thank you for that. Okay, if there are no face-down aspects, there are going to be attack with a leftmost unit that can attack.
Yeah, and then once they're out of board, they just sit there while you punch them.
That's right. So this is actually going to make things weird. So Constrict is going to attack.
Well, on your side, you're out of stuff.
I'm out of stuff to reveal, so I don't roll. Constrict is going to attack my rightmost unit, which is a Prism Terra, and it's gone.
Didn't you say the leftmost? Oh, it's this exhaustion.
Leftmost unit attacks, but it has the right claw, so it attacks the rightmost unit. Cool.
Man, my Constrict was a waste of time, actually.
I
should have known that was going to attack and be exhausted, which fixes my problem. It's okay.
Oh, right. Yeah. But it was cool, you know. I felt Like it was kind of a gratifying play. Yeah. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay.
Back to us.
Back to us.
Okay, things have gotten different. I'm gonna play a main action summon Seafoam Snapper, and then I'm gonna look at that unit and make sure I don't. When this comes into play, Conjuration, place one status. If there are any status tokens on it. If there are any status, remove them. You know. Okay, cool. That's great. We love it. Wait, does that not work? Destroy control. Okay, I'm gonna choose not to do that. Right. Okay. Love it.
All right.
No side action for Steven.
Well, I guess he'll defend, actually. He's got Defender.
That's right. This thing is destroying us.
I'm okay with it. Let's...
You remember, everything we don't clear is going to be really bad for us.
I've got a plan.
I'll read you the passage from the book that's relevant. Okay? You ready? Place one Red Rings token on the Chimera for each aspect in play at the recovery phase. So if there are 5 aspects in play, these would be 5.
Yeah. We just can't allow it.
Right.
Easy.
But I'm out of cards.
That's a different problem.
So think about that however you'd like.
And you have how much damage coming in?
You know, I'll have some amount of damage. I haven't exactly run the numbers yet.
What's your turtle do?
Up to 3 life. So this is great, in fact. I'll be coming in with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
Okay. I will...
But it has to go to the Chimera. I actually can't hurt units.
Really?
Yeah, because group tactics.
Up.
Yeah, group tactics, you see. So we're going to get wrecked by the Chimera. Wrecked.
Let's have...
I forgot, too, we can edit the thinking part of the video out. Remember when we used to record videos? It's like going back to that world.
You can just cut it all.
Did you guys know that pretty much every video that we posted for the past 6-7 years, learning Netrunner, et cetera, was all a single take? I don't know why I'm telling you that. You were there. Did you guys know that? It was all a single take.
I was there.
The only way that you can conceivably make content in a sustainable way is by not having to do it over and over and over again. You just gotta while out, and you gotta let the organic nature of it, and that's eventually what made the live stream happen.
Accurate. I'm gonna use the Ruin Dweller to punch there. Oh, Defender. Can't do that. I'll use it to punch here. So this will get destroyed. I don't even roll because it won't. The Chimera won't block for this.
That's right. They won't.
And it's 2 raindrops.
Raindrops keep falling on our heads. All right. Die of Fate. Ready for action?
Yep. Well, I have nothing to reveal, so this is...
Oh, right. Turn.
Too. Okay.
And then I've got all exhaustion, so the Chimera's going to pass.
Okay.
For me.
And then back to us?
Back to us.
It's going to be simple. I'm going to use a basic to use this ability. So come into play. I get to look at the top 3 cards of my deck.
Cool, man. While you're doing all that, I'm going to summon this turtle. And I'm going to side action crab here. And then I'm going to turtle in.
Let's go here.
Seafoam Snapper.
This destroys itself. When it does, I draw a card. Then no side action. Goes to the Chimera. Chimera passes.
Hold on, I'm still doing stuff over here. So Hungry, it comes into play, destroy an exhausted Conjuration I control, which I did. Place a status token on this unit for my trouble.
Oh, back it up, back it in.
What's up?
This thing only takes 1 damage per time it gets hit.
Right.
So
you got to read the cards.
I won't attack there. I'll attack here and do 3 damage.
Okay.
They both have Defender, so
same result, just worse.
For now, it's fine.
All right, summoning Snapper, et cetera, and then at this point the Chimera is passing, right?
Yeah.
So we're free to start wrecking.
Wow out,
Let's see what happens.
All right, I'm gonna play a Ritualist. When it comes into play, I can search my draw pile or discard pile for a ready spell with chant in its title. Put it in my hand. So let's get...
I keep summoning right to left.
Chant Erosion. Start
All right,
left to right.
Let's take a moment. Take a moment here. All right, everybody. Whenever you summon things in PvE, you summon them to the rightmost slot. It's that simple, right? Summon them to the rightmost slot. I've done it wrong, I think, 2 times now, maybe 3.
And it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. But summon them to the right, I think, is technically how the game is supposed to be played, if you're looking to do the rules correctly. Some of you are, some of you probably don't care.
So I played the Ritualist, got my card, and then the Chimera passes, comes back to me.
Coming back.
So we're going to play a Discovery. So it costs a basic, and I have to discard a card.
This could actually get a little hairy for me.
I get to attach a red raindrop to my Phoenixborn.
So you are going for it.
Yeah.
You're going for the Joe Montana.
So at the end of the round, I get to deal damage to a target unit. If there are 3 or more red rains attached, I also get to place a Reborn Chimera Conjuration on my battlefield.
Cool.
Which is the goal. After I play this, shuffle it into my draw pile.
Okay. That was your main action?
That was my main action.
You got any side actions?
Nope.
All right, I'm going to take my main action. Or I'm going to take a side action first. I'm going to exhaust Tristan, spend a basic. Choose any combination of units with life value of up to 3. 1 life, 1 life, 1 life adds up to 3 life. During attack actions this turn, the numeral of attack abilities, or all abilities, are increased by 1. So that means Group Tactics 2, Group Tactics 2, technically Tough 2, although that won't matter. And then these are all going to swing together. And when you attack in a group like that, you can't attack units. So I'm going to attack the Chimera directly. It's going to be 2 attack, 2 attack, 2 attack. 6 right to the Chimera.
So we are now at 13 damage out of 60 needed.
And then I will pass my my main. Don't pass anything. I'm done. Okay. I already took both actions. Chimera passes around. Back to us. Now, Zach, keep in mind, I'm going to have to pass the main, and I do have aspects in front of me. So if I have to pass, it's going to be bad for us. I think we get a red rains token. But what can you do? Because, like, you know, what are you going to do, not play?
Well, if I pass, the turn's over, right?
That's correct. Let's look at the red rains. If you take a pass main action while there are 1 or more face-down aspect cards.
There it is.
We're fine.
We're fine.
Fine.
I'm going to have my Ritualist attack the Constrict.
Okay.
So it'll get destroyed and we'll do 2 more damage to the Chimera.
That's kind of a cool statement, really. 15.
Middle of Miami. Inside jokes.
I'll pass.
Yeah. At long last, I too shall pass.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's run through the recovery phase. Anybody following along on the Chimera rulebook? That is page 12. So we recover damage as normal, which we don't have any. Remove exhaustion. Before removing exhaustion tokens, remove one red rains token from the Chimera for each exhaustion token on the Chimera or ultimate cards. So if we had a deck that was dealing in exhaustion and control, and we exhaust the Chimera, it would start taking red rains token off at this point. So it's a cool little mechanic. Otherwise, everything just gets unexhausted. Okay. Exhaust the dice as normal, so you can dunk them, and then we'll re-roll them.
When's the end of round?
It has not happened yet.
Okay.
Place red rains on the Chimera for each aspect in play, resolving the ultimate card if applicable. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare an ultimate. So we hit 5. So I'm going to sweep 5 out, and we're going to resolve the ultimate ability of Corpse of Viros. We're going to leave 1 on because it doesn't sweep all of them, just the 5 that we cash in to immediately resolve the ultimate. The ultimate ready spell phase 1 says after placing red rains tokens on the Chimera, if there are red rains equal or greater, remove red rains tokens equal to its ultimate value. We just did that. Discard all cards in the Chimera's battlefield that it does not own. Oh, you wish. You were about to sweep the board, weren't you?
I was ready.
Deal 1 damage to all units and Phoenixborn the Chimera's opponent controls. Wait a minute. Deal 1 damage to all units and Phoenixborn. Okay. Phoenixborn will take 1. Unit will take 1. Unit will take 1. Seafoam Snapper is tough after stealth damage. If there are status tokens, remove all of them to prevent 1. So at least the Snapper stays alive. Then remove this card and the top behavior card from the game. Oh no. It's in phase 2 now.
We've officially made it to phase 2.
It gets better for them, not us.
Yeah.
All right, the Chimera is more upset, more angry. We've done 15. We've poked the proverbial bear.
Chimera goes first this time, right?
The Chimera, I believe, will go first. No, I think it goes to me. Hold on, it'll tell us. Replenish status tokens. For any aspects with status abilities, you saw that early on. If they had used them all up and they were still on the board, they would get them all back. We replenish aspects. Add face down, equal to the number of aspects to the threat value. So, thank you. Fill it back up. And I bet this is a left to right thing again, too. One of those old-fashioned left to right. But you're right. No.
The guy.
Yeah, we're opposite. You're supposed to alternate between battlefields, 1 card at a time, starting with the battlefield opposing the first player or the players the first player token is pointing to, and they come in on the right side. So we did that correctly. And then end of round. First player token passes between the player and the Chimera. So.
Chimera time.
Chimera time. And then it'll come to me next.
Yeah. End of round, my red raindrops will trigger. And I'll get to do 1 damage to something.
I'm exhausting these guys.
I'm gonna do it here.
Yeah.
Then we roll our dice, right? Or we draw back up and then roll our dice?
Yeah, roll the dice, draw back up, etc. Starter turn procedure begins. Roll them up. We draw random cards. We're now in the crazy part of the game where everything is variable. What we draw, what we roll.
We've lost control.
We've lost control. If you see any exhaustion tokens you forgot, like I always do, remove them now.
Now is the time.
Draw your 5 cards. And then say, great, I just drew 2 tsunami shots. Everything's going to be okay. So, Zach, there you have it. This is a first round run through of Ashes PVE. Let's talk through some of the mechanics real quick, some of the more confusing bits. We tend to run through things very carefully up front, and then we get caught up in the crossfire.
In the game.
And then we get a little sloppy, which is just the way of things. We've come to accept it. So basics of this game mode is every time the Chimera activates, you're going to roll one of these rage dice. As you roll a rage symbol, they're going to stack up. And then those are going to eventually stack up to 5 rage dice, at which point we remove them all back to basic, and we get a red range token on the Chimera. You saw what happens when we get to the ultimate value
Which
of
is cool
5,
that we actually saw that.
and it starts to blow things up. Now the ultimate phase 2 is a little bit worse, and the ultimate phase 3 is even worse.
The behaviors get worse, right?
So yeah, so there's a ramp up of the Chimera over time. That's one of the first kind of ramping up mechanics that is going to continue to cause issues as you're playing this game and trying to defeat the challenge. That's why it's going to continue to be more challenging. We also have, as we saw, the behavior and the ultimates get worse as the red rains accumulate. So as those ultimates start firing, the game gets a little bit harder over time. We also have a mix of 2 blood and 1 blood cards. So there's going to be varying difficulties that are coming out randomly at this point in the game. Sometimes we might get a board of all 2 blood at the end of the phase, and that would be very bad. And it's like, this is crazy. The game otherwise plays basically the same as a standard Ashes game. The Corpse of Viros, did you attack something and we missed the roll again?
It had a defender, so
okay.
The Chimera can't block it.
Cool.
So yeah, I highlighted that.
The guard roll is a big deal.
Yeah.
So as you're trying to make very clever usage of your numbers against the Chimera, there's always the variable of it's a 25% chance of failing.
Yeah.
And that provides a nice amount of tension in the game mode.
Otherwise, it's just a math equation.
Otherwise,
instead
just an
of a
equation.
risk assessment.
So and this is kind of the thing, right? All PvE games have to balance the player agency element versus the randomness and unassured nature of the way things are going to play out. And so Ashes is doing this in a number of ways. Your dice results can either be hot and the Chimera starts leveling up quickly, or they can be cold and you have a little bit more time. The cards themselves have varying degrees of power and abilities therein. So these two cards might have a crazy synergistic combo that totally wrecks me, or they could be basically unassuming. So just like Marvel Champions Arkham, you never quite know what's going to come out, and that of course provides some tension. And then finally, when it comes to you trying to scrape together the victory or the win by attacking the units in the right order, the right way, the Chimera can always step in and disrupt your plans. Now you have to come up with something new. So any particular thoughts past that?
Just the most particular thing is remembering to roll the die on when you're attacking.
Yes.
Getting that in your head. And then also just understanding, a lot like standard Ashes, once their threats are revealed, and this is basically them playing out their hand, and then once those are exhausted, you get to keep going.
Yeah.
And in Ashes, you kind of live for those moments where we call it derping around, but you're like trying to like stall with actions to see what's all going to happen before you commit to anything. And then you create those windows at the end where you're getting to get a lot of stuff done. But yeah, I think that was a great overview.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. And you're so right. Whoever, Corey, you said it. 9 to 12 would be a 33% chance. That's 4 out of 12 of the Chimera blocking.
Yeah, I'm not checking your math. No.
Yeah.
9 to 12.
No, it's wrong, right?
33%.
Yeah, exactly. I kept saying 25% because I was thinking it was a quarter of it, and it's not. It's 33%. So if you're not good at math, it's still fine. You can play the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Ashes PVE is one of the more exciting things to happen in our, I would say, our history as a company. Yeah. Ashes came around early on. What was it? What was the early? 2015? Was it the OG?
Yes. So we're 2016.
It started, the Riz potential was tremendous in 2015. Came in and made a huge impact on us, and we thought it was the most beautiful game that had been created. Expandable card game, huge, deep deck building options, just fantastic. It went through a number of acquisitions, and Plaid Hat went through a lot of like corporate stuff. And Ashes lost support. It kind of went underground and stopped being printed for a while. We talked to Colby at Plaid Hat at Gamma many years ago, right at the start of the pandemic, actually, wasn't it? 2020. And we both had interesting ideas about bringing Ashes back and wanted to try to make that happen. We did so with a mechanism called the player-driven production, which basically says if there's enough people signed up to our Ashes Reborn subscription to continue getting these products, getting charged and getting sent these products, then Plaid Hat will continue to make those products. And that has panned out beautifully so far. So this entire expansion and the idea of PvE even existing at all is due to all of you players out there that are making these commitments with subscriptions and continuing to get these products. So this is a direct result. There's no way this would ever have happened without all of the support from the subscribers out there. And it will continue to get made and continue to happen as people stay on that subscription or sign up anew to replace anybody that's leaving. So we'll keep at this. Plaid Hat will keep at this, and we'll keep pushing the PvE angle because it is a hugely important game mode, I think, for really any expandable game to have at this point. It's very important to be able to have solo and co-op experiences with these products. Increases the value tremendously.
I think specifically for Ashes.
Yeah.
The look and appeal of this game could be very wide. And PvP is a very deep and nuanced game. And I think this is a super approachable version of the game for everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for watching. And that will be the end of the video. Thank you guys for sticking on the live stream. Do you want to finish this up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. It's not going well for us, by the way.
I feel totally fine.
I've never had an opening turn that I didn't clear everything in front of me.
Well, we're building.
I've got a turtle. I mean, like, I've got a sea foam snapper is all I've got out of that turn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I have red rains. I'm feeling snazzy.
All right, let's get into it. I'm glad your son's stoked for this, man. It's so fun. I mean, this is great. I guess I should keep this over on the left so I don't confuse myself again.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Chimera goes first.
Chimera goes first, yeah.
Earth go hard.
Basic, of course, and a 4.
Main action, attack, if able. If not, reveal.
Leftmost attacks does
right.
2 damage to me.
Right to the Phoenixborn.
Which is good, because now he's exhausted, so I can actually do things.
Look at that. Basic, boom. We're coming back in the game. 8. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target Phoenixborn. Fine.
I had no doubt we've never lost at this game.
We never lost. Reveal. Okay. Fire Belly. When this unit is declared as an attacker, deal a damage to all units in Phoenixborn the opposing player controls.
All right. Easy.
Over to us. Okay. You can keep going for a second. Oh, hold on. Check this out. I'm going to play a Starkwater Hunter with these 2 dice.
So I can't go, is what you're saying.
No. After one or more wound tokens are placed in an opponent's Phoenixborn. Wait, an opponent's Phoenixborn. Never mind. I get it. It's like sharks. You gotta.
Michael, the love is mutual, my friends. And love you guys. Thanks for playing today. Cannot wait to get this in my subscription. And Van reminding us in all caps. Also, Van says sup.
What's up, Van?
Van reminding us, undefeated.
That's right.
We're unstoppable.
Is this rizzing currently?
Riz just is.
Yeah.
Dude.
Bro. Dude.
Yeah, man. All right, here's what's up. I'm going to play a Discovery. We're going to spin a basic. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3. We're going to spin a basic and discard a card. We're going to attach a red Raindrops to my Phoenixborn. We are 1 away. This shuffles back into my deck.
You're about to get enlightened over
One more Raindrop, and I am enlightened by the Dark Lord himself.
Incredible.
That was my action. I might have a side action, but you can feel free to do what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, I'll play the game, too. Let's go Summon Tidal Crab. Place a Tidal Crab Conjuration, and place 2 status tokens on it. And then I'll take a side action to punt one of these over to the Seafoam Snapper, which will protect said Snapper. Wow. Pretty cool the way these precons work together, huh?
We were snapping. All right.
Die of Fate, turn.
Turn.
I watched Labyrinth the other day, this weekend.
Pan's?
No, yesterday. Wow.
Pan's Labyrinth or just Labyrinth?
No, the Labyrinth, the good one. Nobody's sitting at home watching Pan's Labyrinth.
Hold on.
One with David Bowie.
Pan's Labyrinth?
David Bowie in Pan's Labyrinth would be killer, though.
Have you not seen Pan's Labyrinth?
I've seen Pan's Labyrinth, but I don't want to see it again. It's not like a put it on in the background kind of movie, you know? It's like a serious thing.
95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's a fantastic movie, but like
when you said watch Labyrinth, it's like, I mean, this is a valid choice of Labyrinth to be watching.
I guarantee you that the Labyrinth has been seen 6,000 times more than Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh yeah?
Yes, 6,000. It's loved by children. I mean, it's loved by the world. It's a whole vibe. It's in your DVD collection. It's in your VHS collection. You know, like it's one of those movies. It's like Princess Bride or something.
This movie?
Is it with David Bowie?
Yes.
And is there puppets involved? Yeah, then yes.
Yeah.
That's the one.
75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well,
not even worth my time.
Come on, man. 75%?
I'm just kidding. That's what they gave it.
What's wrong with people?
Yeah.
Dance Magic Dance. Have you not seen this movie?
I've definitely seen it. Jennifer Connelly?
Okay.
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly. Yes, it is Jennifer Connelly, but it's not the most notable person in that movie. Yeah. It's Bowie.
Well, I mean, of course. The David Bowie.
Like the Troll Lord or whatever. Anyways, Goblin King.
I have seen both these things.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I watched The Labyrinth.
What inspired you?
It was rainy and I wanted something comforting.
When did you do this? Last night or Sunday?
Yeah, last night. Late last night.
I'm trying to think. I just passed out last night.
Definitely not during work.
Oh, Work from home. See, it's probably remote work, dude. How am I supposed to verify what you're... I'm just kidding.
You're supposed to implement monitoring tools.
Boo. If people aren't getting their job done, that's obvious.
It should be obvious if the work matters.
I have implemented a monitoring tool.
Projects.
You. I don't know, man.
Are the things that need to get done getting done? If they're not, then...
I do get it. Large organizations, all this stuff is really necessary. It's crazy.
Is it, though?
I mean, like...
At the point where you don't know if anything's getting done by an employee, unless you monitor their time, you don't have a good enough understanding of what needs to be done.
Or you're just too big.
Yeah. That's probably the real problem here.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll.
Or you're uninspiring and nobody wants to do the work that you've given them, and then it's like, well,
usually, and that is synonymous with getting too big.
Yeah.
When you can just be a number inside the giant organization, and it's like, what's happening? And even then, though, you have a compelling reason to be there, then people will do it. People like to do things. I mean, that's what's... Why monitor? Like, anyways. Can I roll?
You can roll, sure, yeah. Or you can continue onward.
All right, we got sharp spear and a 10.
Side action, raise 2 basic rage dice, 1 level.
Oh, my
Wow, that's a dunk.
He got stronger.
Main action reveal. Reveal, please.
Another round scales,
awesome.
baby.
That's great. That's great news.
The Brothers of Doom.
Also known as...
Look at them. They would be funny in a movie. Like
2 iron scales?
Or Labyrinth. Like, these guys, but they can actually talk. They're like dragons that can talk.
Yeah,
and they're like arguing with each other, and eventually you sneak away because they're just not paying attention.
They'd be very feisty. 5. Reveal and attack with revealed.
You're done. I mean, they're just going to start attacking you. It's easy.
Ooh, constrict. Place an exhaustion token on a card they control. Well, I like all these cards.
Cassidy says, good thing Steven has that tsunami shot. Oxford was saying, never saw Princess Bride. Well, let me tell you, it's fine.
It's fine.
If you didn't watch it as a child,
it's totally fine.
It will be fine. It is a fine movie. It's a phenomenon that happened to me in college. I had a friend who could not believe I had not seen Princess Bride. Like, apparently that movie was, like, foundational to their existence.
Snapper's gone.
A couple months of build-up. Like, this is the best movie of all time. Something about trusting a Sicilian, or I don't even know. And then...
There is at least 2 people watching right now that are about to throw their computer out the window.
And then I saw the movie, and it was good.
It's fine.
But I went in expecting, like, a 10 out of 10 life-changing moment.
Right. It'd probably be like watching, like, if you grew up on Labyrinth, but if you watch it as a 35-year-old, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. It's kind of a weird movie.
Kind of like Star Wars.
No. Constrict is going to attack here, and it's going to do 2 damage to the rightmost unit I control, which is this one, and that's actually a fine amount of damage to do.
I almost died. Whelpcake says, my first time in live chat, and Zach comes from my childhood. No, it is the kind of movie, though, if you watched it when you're a child, people that saw it when they were kids are all about it.
Yeah.
But if you've never seen it and you're an adult, and then you go watch it, just be prepared for a fine movie.
But here's the counter to that, too. If I had never seen Aladdin, the animated movie, Disney's Aladdin, and I watched it right now, I would still think it's the best movie ever made.
And there are 2 classes of movies. The kind of movies that are independently great, and the kind of movies that are nostalgically great.
Situationally, if you will.
Yeah.
Good example of this, Goonies. I didn't even enjoy Goonies when I watched it, but I didn't see it as a child. There's a Christmas movie, too, that's this way with a BB gun.
Christmas Story. The Christmas Story.
Yeah, didn't see that at all.
I loved that when I was a kid.
Watched it with an ex-girlfriend.
Now it's
with
bad
her
for
family.
2 reasons. You know?
Wow.
It's got to get bitter.
Is this a bit? Now it's bad for 2
We only stream one day a week, man. I have all my material saved up.
I know, yeah, you got all that material.
All that is just waiting.
All right, all good, done.
Joe Solo, what movie is the best movie ever made, Steven?
It has to be, oh gosh.
So when I ask people about their favorite movies, I break it down like this.
Obviously, you can't choose the best movie ever made.
Cartoon. Favorite nostalgic movie from growing up that is not actually one of the best movies of all time, but like whatever. And then you have 3 other spots that you can fill with
just the best of the best.
The best favorite movies you've got on your list.
So, top of my list, as it stands, Disney's Aladdin.
Is that your cartoon of choice?
I guess it would fit that, yeah. But also, it would compete in non-cartoon categories.
My answer in the cartoon is Toy Story.
It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Toy Story is a phenomenal movie.
It's a fine movie, yeah, for sure.
Fine. It's phenomenal.
Disney's Aladdin. Blade Runner 2049 to me is
very, very good.
As far as a film is concerned. Put Chinatown up there. It's the classic cinema. Now, you know what's funny about Chinatown is my dad hates that movie. He's a huge fan of hard-boiled noir-style films. And he said that movie fundamentally broke the formula of the noir film in that it leaves you with no hope. It was the first one where like it ended and it wasn't like, well, maybe things will turn around. It was like everything's just bad. So I had mixed feelings about that, but it certainly struck me as a
Chinatown?
As a notable moment in my life. It's hard not to just list old Villeneuve as the premier guy. God, there's Kubrick stuff that's really good, man. I mean, there's some really good Kubrick stuff. I'm not even a film guy. Like, I'm not even that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither. My list would make film people vomit.
I mean, I have a strong affinity for Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that's definitely my.
It has to be one of the best, if not.
But there's some
Like
movies
Jurassic
that are
Park?
that are objectively good.
Yeah.
And also hit the nostalgia kid life change. Like that's what Empire Strikes Back is for me.
Yeah.
I think you can watch it as an adult if you watch Star Wars, the first one, then you watch that. It's like, yeah, this is fantastic. But it was also at a moment in my life that like people would see Princess Bride and be moved.
Yeah. Doubt is super high on my list.
That's very good.
It's almost like you have to go into different categories because there's so many different ways.
But if you had to pick three, you know what I mean?
I think Doubt would be on my list.
My nostalgic movie, by the way, is Dumb and Dumber.
Mine is Liar Liar.
Yeah, also a classic.
Two interesting singular words paired together.
Yeah. Huh. There's a ton that can go in the 3 slots, but Empire Strikes Back is definitely
Liar Liar About a Boy is also a nostalgic movie very nostalgic movie for me.
Have you seen Mr. Nobody yet?
No.
That competes for a slot on my list. Anyways, back to it.
Ready to do some main actions?
Is it on us?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm gonna do main action Prism Tetras. I've got to do side actions first. Hold on. I've got to do a lot of meditating. 1.
Michael is saying
2.
One of his favorites is Heat.
Hell, Heat is awesome. Actually, Robert was showing me that just the other day. We might watch that tonight.
Whelp Cakes. My all-time favorite is the Clue movie.
That's actually a super good movie.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Jason Long was saying, huge film guy. My favorite anime film is Princess Mononoke.
Oh, so good. You know, I got to see that in theaters. Yeah, I got a crazy story about that. Hold on. 4.
Hey, that's what we're here for, man.
Yeah, it's it's live now. Nothing else matters.
This will all get edited out later.
So, check this out. So my dad worked for the newspaper, and he was the entertainment section of the Tulsa World, primarily doing horror movies and country music reviews. And he had a moment where there was a weird movie coming to town, and the main movie critic at the time, Dennis, I believe was his name, Dennis King, was not able to go. And so he asked my dad, he said, hey, would your kids have any interest in going to this? Because, like, if you could do this, that would be cool. And Dad was like, hey, kids, you guys like anime, right? And we were like, yeah, because we were, like, new into the anime world. And he was like, well, there's an anime going on at the theater. If you want to check it out, I've got to go review it. And it was Princess Mononoke. I'd never heard of Miyazaki before. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
So we go to the theater. It's the 3 of us, my brother, my dad, and me, and 2 other people in the entire theater in a screening of Princess Mononoke on the giant screen.
Yeah, on a screen.
And what can you say?
Yeah.
I walked out of the theater in a completely different mode of being, and I have never been the same. It was the best thing I've ever experienced.
That's a movie that could objectively be good and also register on a life-changing moment.
So good. Spirited Away, so good.
I wish theaters would more frequently re-release things.
Yeah. Well, they have to be experiential. The re-release only makes sense if you don't need the hype of the new movie to be worth going to.
But I'm just saying, like, if there was like, hey, this weekend is going to be A New Hope weekend for Star Wars. And then a month from now, we're going to have Empire Strikes Back. And a month after, it's like, I would go.
Right. Imagine the classic Christmas movies if you just went to the theater.
In December?
To watch, yeah.
Why don't they do that?
It's probably like rights, like weird movie rights
and it's like digital now, too. Like, surely they can pull this off.
Someone will figure it out and make the theaters worth going to.
So quick, I searched for best movies of all time. I'm just going to hit the top 10 and see if you feel this way about it.
Beautiful. The theater in my town always has classic films going.
I love that.
So we're just doing it wrong in Tulsa, I guess.
If there was a different greatest of all time classic film every weekend, I would go to a lot of movies.
Would you go see like...
Especially if it was like AMC with their membership.
Yeah.
Like if I paid $20 a month and I could just go see it every time.
It's like getting theater tickets. I mean, theater tickets. Yeah. But then they come into town and then you go see it, yeah.
Just a quick top 10.
Okay.
To make sure we're not missing anything. Shawshank Redemption.
Wait, these are of all time?
Of all time.
I freaking love Shawshank Redemption. I didn't realize it was that high. It's number 1?
Yeah, it's often considered the greatest film of all time.
No, it isn't.
Easily, yeah. It's great.
Really?
Yeah.
The greatest of all time?
It is oftentimes cited as the greatest film of all time.
I mean, it is a great film, but like...
The Godfather.
Right.
That was like my dad's favorite.
That's fine. It's great.
This is one that's actually
obviously
in my top 3.
It's so good that you like don't want it to be your favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's an uncomfortable truth you have to face.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable human nature.
Yeah.
Number 3 is The Dark Knight, which is on my list.
Now that is fantastic. Yeah.
2008. That was a moment for me.
That one hit really nicely. Yeah.
Number 4, Godfather Part 2.
Of course.
Which is
everybody's
2 on the top 10 is crazy.
Yeah.
Number 5 is 12 Angry Men.
I love 12 Angry Men. I loved reading the play in school as well.
Number 6, I miraculously have not seen, although it's been on my watch list for a long time, Schindler's List.
I've seen Schindler's List.
It's very intense.
Yeah, it is, but it's worth seeing.
Number 7, this series is on my...
I've seen all these so far. I'm surprised.
My top 3 of this series, I counted as one slot. Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Even though Fellowship of the Ring is the better movie.
They said Return of the King is better than Fellowship?
So, number 9 is...
Hold on.
Number 9 is Fellowship of the Ring.
That invalidates everything about this list.
Number 9 is Fellowship of the Ring.
No, strictly not true.
Number 8 is Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's fine. It's overrated, though.
Number 10 is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
Number 11 is Forrest Gump. Love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
12 is Fight Club.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
13 is Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Crazily, number 15 is Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back.
I don't really agree with that.
Yeah, that's just the first list I found.
There's no way Return of the King is better than Empire Strikes Back. That is not true.
Apparently, Return won the Oscar. Fellowship did not.
It's not true. It's strictly untrue.
Yeah. There's 2 kinds of people in this world. People that would say Return of the King and people that say Fellowship of the Ring.
There's no way it's Return of the King.
I don't know.
So there's wrong people and right people is what you're saying.
That is always true. Such is the way of the universe. Is it our turn?
Yeah, we need to take some main actions. I'm summoning Prism Tetris. I'm meditating, which I've done, and now I'm doing Prism Tetris here.
All right.
This... Oh, wait, I needed to meditate one more. And I already paid for it. 3 Prism Tetris.
Chaos Theory saying Return of the King is better than Empire Strikes Back. I'm not even gonna... I can't
do that. I honestly, I can't do that. I don't want to lose that much respect for somebody who I have so much respect for.
Savage. Let's see. I will main action. Use this ability. We're gonna play a Ritualist.
You know what? I'm not doing that yet. I'm gonna focus that spell instead. I guess I may as well make him safe.
We're gonna go get a chant because it's gonna destroy itself. Zach asking if this is available for purchase right now. It's not. You can buy the master set from PlatHatGames.com and sign up for a subscription on our website. There's also a bundle on Plat Hat Games that they're pre-selling, which is the master set plus the expansion.
If you're brand new, what's the classic film that everybody cites? Black and white, really weird camera angles. They shoot one from under the stairs.
You're out of my depth.
Hold on. Somebody knows this out there. They'll find it before I find it. But, I mean, you've heard it a million times. It's something like Falcon. Citizen Kane. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Citizen Kane.
Apollo 13 was a good movie. Someone mentioned it.
Nobody said Citizen Kane on that list that you were reading.
I mean,
That's like the film majors, like...
Well, you know, film majors have their own. Citizen. It's number 95.
Well, I
16 is The Matrix. 17 is Goodfellas.
I feel like these mob movies are overrated in the critical film spheres.
Mob movie? Yeah.
It's all of them. Everybody goes crazy about these movies.
Number 31 is Spirited Away.
Over Mononoke? That's actually acceptable. Any Arrival or Blade Runner get on there? Anything? I mean, Arrival's
Blade Runner
awesome.
is number 176.
Normal Blade Runner or 2049?
A normal Blade Runner.
Normal Blade Runner is killer.
I think the new one is too new for people to consider in that way yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a time element to this. It's like a fine wine.
Yeah, it does have to age a little bit.
It's got to hold up over time before people can consider it truly great.
Roll the die.
We're rolling. Basic and an 11.
Okay, good on the basic. Raise 2 basic rage dice, 1 level. Hey, luckily we can only raise 1.
Boom.
And then reveal, and we'll get a red reins. I wonder if the game has told us that we have to raise this one now because it said to raise 2 and we could only raise 1.
That's a good question.
I'm not going to listen to the game.
Rampage. At the start of the Chimera's turn, remove a status token from this unit to re-roll all basic rage dice.
Yikes, all of them. Gross.
He's got to go.
Okay, and then it's over to me. Leftmost is going to attack, and it attacks my leftmost unit. That's so good. Oh, no, wait, it doesn't prevent all the damage. Okay, you kill a snapper, buddy. You did it. Congratulations.
Brent saying Jared Leto almost ruined the new Blade Runner for me. I don't remember him in that movie at all.
He was the dude who owned the corporation that was making the new...
I don't remember being bothered by him.
No, it didn't bother me at all. I mean, he's very creepy.
There are people that very much do not like Jared Leto, I found out.
Huh. Had no idea.
The whole crowd. He's the primary actor in Mr. Nobody, which is a film I love.
Had no idea. Jared Leto. Making things happen. Okay. Hunting Instincts has activated and is exhausted. Okay.
Over to us?
Over to us.
All right. I've got an Iron Scales problem.
I've got a solution.
Oh, my. Do you?
I do. How much damage can you put out? You can't do anything, can you? You could give this thing -1 life, right? Or -1 attack?
Yes.
That would take him to 0 attack. That's kind of useful.
You were asking me to be kind of useful. Now I can do 3 damage or something.
Really?
How does that strike you?
That strikes me as fantastic. Do 3 to like one of these constricts or something.
I'm going to play Excavate. So I'm going to spend this. And I need 2 of those. 3 of those in here. It says discard 3 cards from the top of my deck. Okay. If I do, I can place 1 of those into my hand. And deal 3 damage to a target unit. So I'm going to put a Discovery in my hand.
Dude, you're about to go for it, aren't you?
And we will do 3 damage to that thing you wanted me to do 3 damage to.
I'm going to take 3 damage on one of these constricts.
Nick says, and now Steven and Zach are interrupting this movie review stream for Ashes.
It comes into play. It's going to attack the rightmost for 2. That's acceptable. I like that better than this one. Okay, let's take a main action Tsunami Shot here. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4. We're going to take 3 off the board, my friend.
4 blood.
So 6 total.
Boom.
That's what I'm talking about. And then side action. Do I need anything? I need a horse. I need a thing, and I need 2 basics. I need 2 basics.
I'm about to run wild on my side of the board, Doug.
I'm about to run wild. 2, 2, 2. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Over to Chimera. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So first off, at the start of the Chimera's activation,
No rollies.
Status. What is?
No rollies. We're all revealed.
This triggers though, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So then I don't roll this, but I do re-roll all of these.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at rolling now.
Yeah, all basics. Not bad.
Could have been worse.
Not bad.
Whoops. And then he'll attack me for 2.
Yeah.
So I'll take 2.
Rightmost, yeah, but you don't have any units because you're a fool.
I'm smart.
And then we have Constrict is going to attack. It's going to do 2 to the rightmost. I'm actually going to block here to take 2, putting me at 10.
Van says, miss your guys' throwback journeys. Any chance of working a game or 2 of throwbacks in Thursday?
Absolutely. We're still getting our feet under us.
I still got 10 boxes of Star Wars TCG burning a hole in my pocket.
So I got Boy Crazy back there.
We still got Boy Crazy. That's a whole 5-week stream series.
I guess. Joe Montana or whatever got to pull Billy.
Is it Joey Montana? Is that his name?
Joey something. I can't remember.
It's not Montana. Joe Montana is a football player.
That's right. That's a quote from a movie, too. Joe Montana is a football player. Okay, over to us.
Oh, easy. So, tell me this. Picture this.
I'm going to main action swing Tidal Crab into Fire Belly and kill it. Oh, wait. Or maybe not. I'm going to roll the die. Dang it.
You didn't. It was good. It was a good attempt. What's he do to you?
I just attack right into him.
I know, but what is the thing you were trying to get rid of, do?
When this unit is declared as an attacker, deal 1 damage to all units and Phoenix-born the opposing player controls.
Would you like him to be gone?
Sure, that'd be cool.
I mean, but how cool?
Well, it'd be really cool. I was trying to do that exact thing, you know?
Okay. Well, let's play an Excavate again. Discard 3 cards from the top of my deck. And put 1 in my hand. I'll put this Knowledge Seeker in my hand. Then deal 3 damage. So I'll do 3 damage to this thing.
Okay, good.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Wait, what's
Joey?
What are you saying, Chaos Theory here? Joe Montana was a quarterback. What's up, Totally Random Studios? Chaos Theory, reroll all 5 and then reroll another basic for the start of the turn. Is that what this is? Our turn, remove 1 status, reroll all basic rage dice. Okay, so that's all.
When this doesn't activate, do you still reroll a die? Maybe you don't skip that part, you just skip the D12.
Probably tracks. Raindrops keep falling on my head. But that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Okay.
Mindrick's saying, you guys each have 5 or 6 dice and the Chimera is done. This is where we turn it around.
Roll. If there are 1 or more face-down aspects, the Chimera will, 1, roll 1 basic rage die, and then roll the behavior die.
Chaos Theory says he's wrong.
Okay, great.
Well, that's what... I gotcha. He's saying he thought we had to flip that turn. We did not. Okay. That was news to me, if that's how it works. So here's a technical question. These red raindrops at the end of the turn do a damage to a target unit.
Yeah.
Do the red rain tokens happen before or after that triggers?
After.
So I do 3 damage.
No, that's untrue. It's before.
Do we know this?
Yes.
To be certain.
All the red raindrop stuff happens before the end of the round.
Yeah. This is kind of a bummer for my red raindrops.
Well, it is a bummer. So you've killed stuff, I've killed stuff. Chimera goes, and Chimera passes.
That's right.
So now it's back to us.
Yeah, we're going to clear this board, aren't we?
We sure are, buddy.
Buddy? Pal?
Not your buddy, pal.
Not your pal, dude.
I can pretty easily take care of these guys.
Let's see. I'm going to have 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 damage coming in.
2 units or just generally?
Generally, yeah.
Huh. Well, that's exactly 7. And that's exactly 4. So that sounds to me like a slam dunk.
Fair. Okay. And then...
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start by summoning some Prism Tetras.
Okay, I lied.
Okay. Well, we were expecting that. Prism Tetras... boom. Actin, Tenactin.
I'm going to play a Discovery.
Okay.
We will use here and discard a card, and we will get our 3rd Red Raindrop.
Dude, you are crushing it over there.
I am enlightened.
What's up, Justin Derringer? Hey, good to see you in the chat there. Hey, guys. It has been a while. What have I missed, and when will I get my hands on this? It's looking like late Feb, early March is when we'll certainly know kind of the timeline. It may be about that time that it's getting delivered, but that's right now. It's in transit on the ocean, from what we can tell.
It's on a boat.
Yeah, it's on a boat. I'm on a boat.
Okay. I took my Actione. Have you done yours?
I've done mine, yeah. I mean,
Chimera passes.
Chimera passes.
It's back to us. I'll go ahead and summon this Ruin Dweller. Jesus, basic. No. Yeah. No.
Okay, so I've got 3 damage that way or 3 damage this way, but this way actually improves my odds. I'm just gonna slap 3 Prism Terras for 3 damage.
Nice.
I'm even gonna use my ability.
Okay.
And when I do that, I'm gonna play a Dark Order Hunter. After one of my wound tokens are placed on an opponent's Phoenixborn, I can play it, skipping the main action cost. And then it can't be guarded against as a 3/2. 3/2/1.
Okay.
5-4, 3/2/1. Breakdown, baby.
Back to us.
Pass?
Yep.
Back to us.
I'll meditate for 1, turn this into a goat, and then we'll play a Crypt Guardian.
Now we're getting somewhere. Stabilization is happening.
And then over to you.
Tsunami shot.
Oh, dude.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Dude.
How many damages?
2.
Okay, well, it's not nothing. And then side action, I'll pass.
All right, back to us.
Back to us.
What do you got here? 3 and 4 life.
And I've got 3 floating here.
Punch the 3er.
3 punch.
Okay. I will
2 damage.
Move a status token here to get something +1 attack, and we'll swing here for 4, but I have to roll.
Oh yeah, I've got to do the same thing.
You want to roll first
Yeah.
before I decide my attack? Got it.
Good.
So I'll roll, attacking here. It was on a 3, so it will hit 4 there.
Apparently, Crypt Guardian costs 3 dice. Did you see that? Did somebody call you on that, son? Uh-oh.
So instead, I will play this Knowledge Seeker and not meditate.
Okay.
So then I'll look at the top 3 cards of my deck. We'll put these on bottom. Okay. And then it's got 4 health.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just swing for 2 into the main
2 into the brain there.
cat. What's his total damage at?
How many raindrops are going to come through?
3 damage. I guess.
You could do 2 in, and then...
Yeah, let's do 2 of that.
But it would waste a raindrop damage, so maybe that's not good, unless it hits Phoenixborn as well.
Only units.
Okay.
But he'll start with 3 damage on him. We'll get 1 red rain token, but it's fine.
Right. Cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we did 2 here. Did you track that? Did you put the little dudes on? Or did I just do this?
I've done nothing.
I don't think I put the dudes on.
I've done nothing.
I don't remember. But that's the beauty of co-op is It's beautiful. We really don't. There's no stakes. We're just having a good time, right?
Man, I appreciate that comment.
Okay, one red rain's on.
I won't read it, but I'll appreciate it.
Interesting. Okay.
You should read it, but just appreciate it.
Recover 0 on my crab. That doesn't seem right. Crabs are known for their recovery.
Yeah, can't they like tear their own arms off and regenerate them?
Yeah, they do it often. Just to, got a party trick.
I do the same thing. Crazy. It's red rain's time before we roll.
Right.
3 damage. So
Here.
3 to that thing. I also get this Reborn Chimera for free every round.
Oh man, it's unstoppable now. Game's over. Cool.
I'm telling you, man. Undefeated. Just remember that. Print that on a shirt. That would actually be a solid shirt. It just says undefeated.
I'm sure it exists, man.
And then someone walks up to you at a tournament and they say, "How you doing? You do this?"
Yeah. That's what you've been doing at these recent pro quests, right?
You cannot lose when your win condition is having a good time. It's the true enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
I went 2 and 3 at a pro quest and I won. Cheered on my team. Got over myself.
It's important to remember. Okay, and then I'm the first player now. We redistribute the...
I'm the captain now. What? That's the wrong stack, dog. That's the stack.
About took it from out of game
That
there.
almost went crazy.
You need 4 fresh ones.
I guess, yeah, you got rid
Fatigued.
of it. Fatigue.
Reshuffle.
How you feel about our odds now?
They're high now that you're enlightened.
It's a little chicken eggs in there, if you know what I mean. Oh man, what's my battlefield? I haven't had to worry about that in a minute. 5? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm the first player. Ergo, let's get down to it. I need to do 1 damage, ideally.
You mean to punch it with this thing that I want to get destroyed anyway?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, my main action will be punch there.
Cool.
Back up. I gotta roll.
Right.
I gotta roll.
Right.
Got it.
Good.
So this gets destroyed. We'll attach it here. When it leaves play, I will draw a card. No side action.
Wow. Good dice, huh?
Justin Derringer saying, how does the enemy work in this, or would it be better just to watch back to the start of the stream? I would go back about an hour ago, and we start explaining, I think, the whole thing.
We're at 36 of 60, dude. It's fun. I don't know what it is about this, but it's fun.
It's Ashes, except for the tension of the, like, really planned out, delicate counterplay isn't there. Like, it is there a little bit, but not in the kind of way that hurts your brain. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean generally. Okay, let's go. Tetris. Summon. 3 of them. Main action.
Here come the fish.
Focus 1. They are immune to spells, abilities, or dice powers.
Okay, nice.
Okay. And then side action, I do not need anything currently.
Do you know if my Reborn Chimera has to be on the board for the overkill to trigger? Like when I attack something and get destroyed, does the overkill still work?
Everything destroys a unit. Yes, it would still work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin, you can literally, the first time we played this, we played with decks we just had built previously from a streaming session.
Yeah,
you can use
do anything you want.
Reason precons here. We've done constructed decks before. It all miraculously just works.
Okay. So I've taken a main, you've taken a main? Have you taken a main? Yes, you attacked the thing. Knowledge Seeker went to the pile.
Oh, hold on. Ruin Dweller was in play, and he also has an, at the end of turn, do a damage to a Phoenixborn.
Oh, cool. We'll take a free damage.
Agreed.
Bruh.
So now it's the Chimera's turn, right?
Yeah.
Put those 10s up there.
Yeah. I just want to make it clear.
Right. I go ahead and get on it.
Cool, good roll, man. Love that.
Number 7. What's 7 do?
Good job. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target Phoenixborn and then reveal a card. Left to right, of course.
Direct damage. What?
It's pretty stupid how they can just play damage cards and win. Isn't that weird? It's really...
Regenerate. When this unit is destroyed, reroll a basic rage die. If a basic is rolled, place this unit face up onto the right side of the Chimera's battlefield, then exhaust it. Okay, cool. If it dies, I roll one of these. If it hits basic, it comes back in.
Dark Descent. Ooh, cool. Descend 1 when it's declared as in its... Oh, wait, I don't do that yet. I gotta actually earn it. I just know that a reveal is about to happen. Yep, 11. Okay, raise 2 basic rage dice 1 level. Well,
Cool.
hello. Anyone want to resolve an ultimate?
Oh, it's time.
Yeah, sure.
Odds are suddenly less.
Okay. Final red rain's on. Clear them. How about an ultimate level 2 after I got my Prism Tetras out? Now, hold on a second. Until the start of my next turn, prisms are immune to spells, abilities, and dice powers. This is a ready spell. I am an Ashes god.
Steven has enlightened himself.
Remove Ed Rain's tokens. Discard all cards in the Chimera's battlefield it doesn't own. Deal 2 damage to all units and Phoenixborn.
2?
Yeah. Still awful. But my little fishes are immune because I'm awesome.
Is that the sequel to My Little Pony?
Yeah, my little fishes. 2 damage to your Phoenixborn. Did you take that?
It's getting dangerous.
Yeah, it's a little scary here. Ultimate and behavior level 3. Let's go. Undefeated.
37. So we need 23 damage stat.
Yeah, quickly. Can you spit that out real quick?
Probably.
And then I need a reveal, of course. Dark Descent. When this unit is declared as an attacker, place an exhaustion on the opposing player's leftmost unit. If it was already exhausted, discard it. Okay. Won't be happening.
Okay. I'm
scared.
I think I punched that thing off your table. How do you feel about that?
Don't hate it.
All right. I'm going to try to attack it with the Reborn Chimera. Let's reroll this. A 5. So it works. I'll do 4 damage here. That'll get destroyed.
Awesome.
So 2 damage.
Well then.
Plus I have Overkill 3. So 3 more damage.
2 damage. Overkill 3. So 3 more damage. $42.
And then no side action. 18 to go.
I have a reaction to that.
Oh, yeah, boy.
I'll be playing the Darkwater Hunter after one or more wound tokens are placed on an opponent's Phoenixborn. And then for my main action...
Came out of nowhere with a shark.
I'm actually going to play Summon Leviathan. 1.
Yes. That's what we needed.
2.
A Leviathan.
A Leviathan. A Leviathan.
Get to the chopper.
1 and 1. And I can place 1 onto the battlefield and a status for each other conjuration I control.
That's news. Chaos Theory says, and remember, folks, if either player dies, they lose. I'm not used to that. I'm used to the Arkham, like, last player standing makes the final shot.
Check out this Radiant Leviathan. Other units you control cannot be targeted by attacks an opponent controls. 3/5. When it's destroyed, place a Prism Tetra onto the battlefield for each status token on this unit, which is currently 3.
Wow. Wowie.
Okay, over to the old Chimera.
Let's just get it going. Hit one of these, of course. 6. What's the 6 do? Reveal. Attack with revealed aspect card. Storm Call. It's just going to attack me for 1 and exhaust it, so that's perfect, actually.
That's totally fine. And it's going to get these 2 little statuses, huh?
Which is good.
All right, Wheel of Fortune, turn. Cool, love that. I love rolling those guys.
I love that for you.
It's my favorite thing. 3, attack if able, if not reveal. So we'll reveal. Regenerate.
I have one of those on my side.
And it's destroyed. Reroll a basic rage. If something, the Chimera, and it gets better.
Okay. All right. Mine?
Yeah.
I want to play Era's End.
What's that do?
Side action, and a time die. Resolve all effects that trigger at the end of the round on unexhausted cards currently in play in the order of my choice. So I'm going to resolve 3 red rains.
Do I have any Wait a minute. Hold on, don't do that yet.
What?
Just don't do it yet.
Oh, because you do your stuff first. Yeah.
My main action is going to be...
I just nuked your board on accident. Whoopsie.
Side action...
It's actually great because it'll clear your board, right?
Yeah, which, of course, we love. That's what we want. Side action, we're going to give them Tristan's ability.
Okay.
And then we're going to swing in for 6.
You do that.
All right. So 5 and 1. And then back to you.
Era's End. So I'm going to do my 3 red rains. So I'm going to do 1 damage here. We'll resolve that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do 2 damage here. So this will definitely clear. And that's going to be 1 more damage to the Chimera.
Mm-hmm.
And then this says, when this unit is destroyed, reroll a basic rage die. If a basic symbol is rolled, it comes back into play. It was not, so it'll actually get destroyed for 1 more damage.
Good.
Now, does this actually turn into this? Probably. Like
Yeah, totally. Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
I'm also going to get to put into play a Reborn Chimera.
And then can you read me the end of round trigger language on that?
Resolve all effects that trigger at the end of the round on unexhausted cards currently in play in the order of your choice. Unexhausted.
They're not unexhausted. They'll go away anyway, but not unexhausted.
This is interesting. Ray saying all effects only affect the player using them. So the opposing Chimera's battlefield. So they wouldn't affect your...
Well,
fish.
I'm sorry, but that's not what the word all means.
I know. That's how I read it and played it.
It's a superlative. All.
That was my turn.
Well, let's get down to business.
To defeat.
Zach Bond.
Bum, bum.
Let's go side action. Meditate.
Is that your last die?
Yeah, you still have. What have you done? Wait, where are your dice? How did you?
I spent 1. I played this card. You summoned stuff. I had stuff on the board to start the turn.
Oh, wow, that's unexpected.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay,
I think I've literally spent 1 die because I have a full 5-card hand.
I'm gonna start going for face here. Dark Water Hunter 3 into the pocket.
Just don't die.
Yeah, 3 into the pocket here because I think we could get this done right now.
Is it 53?
53.
Wow. Wowie.
And then I'll pass you. Or rather, pass to the game.
Oh, and I should have...
The Chimera.
All right, Chimera time. Here we go. Basic and a 6. 6 is reveal and attack with the revealed aspect. These 1 bloods revealing and attacking is usually actually good. Rampage, attacking my leftmost unit.
Oops.
So I'm not going to counter.
Okay.
I will take 2.
Just take 2. And be called in
And
the
then
morning.
that's exhausted.
Good. 9 and a basic. That's acceptable result. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target leftmost unit. All right, you got me. And reveal.
Steel's Line, that changes when we're doing competitive streams. He just noticed that my hand's over here, but I'm on the other side of the picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
Usually with Ashes, it's the other way around. We have it where I'm actually on the appropriate side.
Yeah. Whiplash. When this unit comes into play, destroy the opposing player's target leftmost unit with 1 or more wound tokens on it. If you cannot, deal 1 damage to the leftmost unit. Fine. Take the fish.
Can it not be damaged by stuff? Because you're well?
It can't be attacked.
Okay.
It can be damaged. Okay, and then back to us.
Okay. Do you need help with anything?
I'm just going to go straight to face here. Side action, Ocean's Gift for attack +1. and I can place a status on a unit I control when it attacks. I'm going to swing at the Chimera for 4 and place a status here. So 3 plus 4 is 7.
Just flip 1 to a 5, right?
Oh my god, it's the same thing. 57. Can you do 3 damage, bro?
Chimera is going to attack here.
What? Why? Just kill the Chimera. Kill it.
Just hold on. I'm going to destroy this unit. So the unit is going to get destroyed doing 1. I also have overkill 3, so he's going to take 2. And actually, you know what? Well, this has to roll first because it might guard. So he doesn't guard, and that's what happens. Then we go.
Beautiful.
Not even close.
Crushed it, dude. Crushed it.
Yeah. I was not even sweating, not one time that entire stream.
I'm sorry that this is made to look so easy.
Yeah, just, if you're out there playing, it doesn't go this easy for you. Just know.
You got, there's time to get this good, to get rizzed. There's enough time for Riz.
I like that you're attempting to use it in a sentence and you just can't. You don't even know how to frame it.
I don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
I made like that weird underground rolled a bard and had 13 Riz, which I think is incredibly funny.
A bard with 13 charisma?
But we kind of just moved right past it, which is probably the best way for that joke to go.
Yeah. Some jokes are best left for the audience to enjoy.
I'm sure that's what the kids mean, right? When they say Riz. They're thinking about the charisma stat of their D&D character.
Totally. Yeah. D&D is very popular these days with the kids.
It is cool.
And their flip phones.
Flip phones and D&D is really all they've got anymore.
They got the Zoomers pegged down. We know exactly how they operate. Tell me this. If you are a Zoomer...
That was so fun, by the way.
If you're a Zoomer, tell me that you are. Leave a comment. And why you're watching us. And are we old?
I can answer that one. Yes, we are old. But they're watching us because they have flip phones. Because they're tired of crazy thumbnails and being yelled at.
I thought you couldn't watch it on a flip phone, though.
Well, they're not watching it on their flip phones, but they have them on to the side. Well, they have like tablets and computers as well.
Okay, that's why they're okay with the flip phone. I see.
They do also use modern technology.
Yeah, in my day,
Zoomers.
When I had a flip phone, I also had a Windows 95 dial-up internet machine.
All I could do was play Snake, go outside and
I genuinely
drink water
remember
out
waiting
of the ditch
for an image on a page to load. It would like load from top to bottom. Like this? Like if this is the image, it's like...
Oh, yeah, you remember that? Yeah.
And you just had to wait.
Yeah, you just gotta wait.
Yeah.
I remember having to set like 10 megabyte downloads for overnight. It was like I started, and then it would never work, because like 5 in, the connection would drop. It was devastating.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember I had an early... It wasn't an iPod. It was a proto-iPod, like a pre-iPod.
Not a Zune, right? No. Because there is a contingent of our community that is in love with the Zune platform. Chaos Theory, I think, is among them the strongest promoter.
It's explaining a lot.
Also thought the Return of the King was great.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a Venn diagram, and there's a separation between me and Chaos Theory. As much as Chaos Theory is a great person, I very much appreciate having you around. But the old MP3 player, I don't remember what it was called. I remember because it's pre-iTunes, pre-all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go to my friend Will's house, who was the tech person that I knew, and he had all these songs legally purchased and on his computer. MP3s.
That legal, like LimeWire platforms, I remember it, or it was...
Oh, no, it was totally illegal. I was joking.
Paster, MP3s legally,
something.
And...
No, it was totally... He had a huge music catalog of not legal music, but...
Wow, really throwing him under the bus. So nobody tell the feds.
It was just how it was back then.
It is how it was.
And then we would plug my whatever device into his computer, and I would literally have to go to my friend's house when I was staying the night with him to change the music on my thing. Yeah. Because I'd have to leave it overnight, and half the time, you'd wake up at 10 in the morning, it just failed.
Yeah.
It's like something went wrong, you got to try it again. So that was definitely a phase.
Yeah, the tech wasn't as good. It wasn't as consistent for sure.
Yeah. How do you feel about this?
I had an incredible time.
I love it every time.
I love it every time. Honestly, the Ashes system is so simple and good that you take it and you put it into a more social context of co-op and solo, and it hums.
Yeah.
It's a great place for a deep but simple system to exist. PvP as well, but like it's just nice to have an outlet for it that is not basically burning my brain in an analytical fire.
I totally agree. And I also think, like, I had my Rowan Enlightened stuff going on, Red Rains.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this mode will enable people to explore less efficient decks,
Right.
but that are enjoyable and thematic.
Like the Precons.
Gives you permission to, even what was that one character that really was trying to be enlightened that you played?
Auric?
Auric?
I think it was Auric, yeah.
It's like anything that's in the game that maybe not on curve or, the best things in the game can be played here. And I love that.
Yeah.
It's part of the co-op. Even when we're playing Arkham or Champions, you can play when Champions do this all the time. We increase our own difficulty by playing worse decks.
Right.
Which is super fun.
Easy. All right, great question. How do you change the difficulty of Ashes PVE? Let's just look at that real quick. So we have the Chimera itself is really the main mechanism here. So there's standard level 1, 2, and 3, and there's heroic level 1, 2, and 3. So that's going to be your number one lever for changing the difficulty. You'll notice like heroic is going to come in with 5 opponent's units rather than 4, so that's a big deal. Once you get up to level 3,
the stats are also more intense, right?
You're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're at 7 aspects out.
That's one play, right? Flip that real quick,
Yeah.
just so we can see.
Comparatively,
Yeah, so it's got more health too.
it's got more health. It's got 7 enemies instead of 4. Can you imagine 3 more enemies?
Yeah.
It'd be insane.
Yeah, so those windows where we had like lots of dice left and lots of actions and they were done don't exist in
That does not exist. Now, the other thing you can do is that you have the Chimera cards themselves, Shadow Aspects, Fury Aspects. So if you're cool and you want a real challenge, you could design a Chimera deck that is a blend of Shadow and Fury that you think is the worst. You could have all like two blood cards in there if you wanted to make
And over
it difficult.
time, there'll be more aspects to choose from, more cards to mix in, so you can kind of create your own scenarios.
3 to 4 releases later,
Yeah.
it's Marvel Champions. Right now, Marvel Champions has so many scenario cards and stuff that there's an endless amount of content
Yeah.
at this point.
The idea of deck building on this side is really interesting.
Jonathan would do that. My brother would love to do that. And
Like
he'd be
level
like,
building.
play my Chimera challenge on stream.
Yeah, it would kind of
you
be
guys.
fun to have a series of like someone trying to design the nastiest stuff for us.
It would be fun. So that's how you affect the difficulty. And as more releases come out, they may well provide other levers to throw in there. But I think right now is kind of the perfect blend with heroic and standard being the main split. And then what level of heroic and standard being a secondary split. And then finally the ability to customize the deck itself. Okay, Zach. We need to talk about Marvel Champions, Arkham Horror, and Ashes.
Can I grab something really quick?
Yeah, grab something, and we'll have a quick combo about it. And I think that's it. What else we got to do? Is that
Fat
about
ban
it?
restricted announcement, and then why you should try Ashes.
Why you should try Ashes?
But why you should try Ashes is short form.
Hasn't Why you should try Ashes? Isn't that any 5 minutes of this video? Can't you just pull that out?
Bro, look how much
Yeah.
fun I have. Hey, can I grab the marking card to go by Mythic?
Yes, you can. It's over here. Yeah. See you guys. Yeah, just make sure they look good and then pay on.
Okay.
I don't need to see a picture or anything, but if there's any question, text me and I'll take a look-ski.
Okay. I'll be back.
Yeah.
If you're still alive, you want me to bring you one?
A shirt? Yeah, if we're still alive. God willing, we won't be, but yeah, if we're still alive, for sure. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Here we are again. How did we get here? Empire Strikes Back, worse than Return of the King. I mean, it's honestly, it's inconceivable. It's inconceivable. It causes a pain inside of me that is, it's like It's like a physical manifestation of psychological distress, which is a real thing, but this one is too. I've got I don't know if you guys see that, I've got a movies note in my phone because I want to remember the movies that I've seen. And oftentimes I run down this just to see like movies that I have forgotten about that I really enjoy. Yeah, American Animals, great example. I would never have remembered that movie, but American Animals is fantastic. Shout out to Casey Richardson for that one. Good Night and Good Luck. Oh, loved that movie. Sleepless in Seattle, that's incredible. Come on, it's great. Yeah, American Animals, man, that movie was good. So good. Anybody watched American Animals out there in the world? Out there in the void? Void of digital space. Also, yes, whoever said that, Tsunami Shot did carry us very hard. Which I guess is kind of the point of good cards and signature cards. That's why we're here. Is it not? I don't know. I think Ashes PVE is going to move the needle. I think it already has. Let's look at other movies while we're just here. What's up, Danny? Hey, yeah. I posted above how I got into playing Ashes over holiday break. Could you lend any advice to fixing up the pre-cons and exploring deck building in the master set? Oh my gosh. Do I have a series for you? We played every pre-con and tried deck building. Crafting a working deck is hard. You know what, Danny? It is hard because it's so wide open, right? It's crazy. It's so wide open. Let me see if I can just find this with a Google search. Master set reconstructed. Jason, did you do reconstructed for master set Ashes? If not, that is where we need to go. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna send this to you. Jason's the guy for this one. Danny. Nope. Let's go here. Okay, I'm gonna throw this in, and I think it's gonna work. Auxiliador got you as well. Okay, so this is a good resource. It's called First Adventure Dueling Decks. That is Jason Lindley doing the Lord's work, truly. Webcake saying Killer Cactus lists. I don't even know. I assume Killer Cactus is a screen name. If not, that would be very confusing. That there's actually a Killer Cactus of sorts. Somebody stop it. It's killing everything. But First Adventure is what you're looking for. And I think, yeah, First Adventure, Reconstructed, Building Basics. Great. Nick Green. Great suggestions for that.
All right.
Sup, dude?
What's the video du jour?
Video du jour is, let's talk about the compare contrast between Marvel Champions co-op game, solo game, Arkham Horror co-op game, solo game, and now Ashes Reborn co-op game, solo game, because they're quite different. So let's start with Marvel Champions. Plus sides of Marvel Champions, things that you like about Marvel Champions.
So I think the theme, if you're into superheroes,
Fantastic.
big deal.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're trying to get people to play it who might not traditionally be into card games. I think it's a pretty widely palatable theme.
Yeah, it's cool. Now there's been like 6,000 Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Marvel.
Yeah. Whether from childhood or more recently, and like they can kind of find a character that's really good. One thing that's really good about Marvel for me as well is that it has a true solo mode, and it's built for that.
Yeah. It plays quickly. So you can probably get a game of Marvel Champions in 20 minutes. Other things just on the technical side is it has very few components needed, I would say. Like you could get by with just the cards and a few dice to track like health and threat. So like it's mainly cards as opposed to Ashes here, which is like it's kind of got a lot more board presence going on.
Yeah, I think it's sessionable, so you could play a single encounter, and there's a Venn diagram of these 3 games, things they share. So in my mind, Ashes is also very sessionable, and that you could play one of these and not play it for 3 more months.
You think it takes a little longer than Champions in terms of the amount of time invested? Is it Champions the least amount, Ashes a little bit more, and then Arkham a decent bit more? I haven't played enough to really know. This feels very similar to a Marvel Champions length experience.
It feels very similar to Marvel Champions.
Okay.
And that it honestly feels like we're playing a Marvel Champions scenario pack. Like a situation happening, there's different difficulties, and there's modular sets, and you can change them.
True.
Compared to like Arkham, where it's story driven, and some of the more recent campaigns are not as linear, but it's still less likely. There are scenarios you can do this with, but it's less likely that you'll just like one shot it. It's more like a campaign, like a D&D style.
Yeah,
you're gonna tell a story. Your character's gonna evolve over time. Your commitment to that character is like campaign length instead of just one session length. But Marvel and Ashes, you could switch decks every time.
Yeah, you know what's interesting too is that the campaign experience in Ashes is kind of now. Marvel has the campaign experience, which doesn't exactly feel like it's designed for that. But Ashes and Marvel's campaign is a little bit less intense, certainly way less intense than Arkham. But if we're talking about taking a pre-con for Ashes and then changing a few cards between the 3 modes that you play, Standard 1, Standard 2, Standard 3, or Heroic 1, 2, and 3, that's kind of similar to how Marvel Champions goes. You maybe add a card or 2, and then you go do the next thing, and sometimes there's a little bit of a consequence from previously. So I feel like, again, Champions and Ashes are pretty similar on the campaign front, in that there's enough here to make it feel like a fun challenge, and that if you want to play multiple things in a row, it gives you a reasonable kind of pretext to do so.
Yeah.
But both of them are miles below Arkham, which is built to be a campaign-style co-op game.
I think the Arkham
solo game,
if we're comparing the 3... is exactly that's its key differentiator, and strength and weakness.
Yeah,
it's longer form. It's commitment. It's intense. The intensity is in Arkham when we like it. The way the game even functionally is worked. There is an intensity here at the end where it's like, we're gonna make it or we're gonna lose, and how's it gonna go? But in Arkham, like it creates this almost like suffocating feeling.
Yeah.
Which some people would hate.
Yeah, it gets really tense and it feels overwhelming at the end.
Yeah, and there are moments of that in Ashes and Champions, but I feel like it's more present in Arkham.
Yeah.
And part of this is because the stakes are higher. Like, you losing the scenario or doing bad has an impact for the next 6 sessions.
Yeah.
Not just this moment, right? We could get obliterated by a chimera. Possibly.
Apparently. They say it's
I'm
possible.
just kidding. We could get obliterated by a chimera and then just reset and try again, right?
Yeah.
The stakes just feel a lot lower. Same with Champions, where if you lose a campaign, you just do it again. So there's not true... The game doesn't want there to be stakes like that.
So there's really an immediate split across these titles, right? Arkham is more in the role-playing game commitment category, wherein you are going to be locked in for 4 to 8 sessions of this thing, and the experience is over at the end of the last session. Whereas Marvel Champions, you can sit down and play it, pack it up, and be done. Same thing with Ashes. You can get something out, play it deck you're interested in, play an enemy you're interested in, sit down, play it, and then pack it up and be done with it.
For sure.
So those two things immediately kind of separate.
Yeah.
Then if we're looking at Ashes versus Marvel Champions, you have superhero theme, I think is nicely mentioned.
Yep.
Ashes is its own thing, but it also has some incredible theme stuff going on. All the Phoenix boards, super iconic. It's also got some of the best art ever.
Yeah.
So in terms of just sitting down to a solo or a co-op experience, getting the cards out and actually taking the time to engage with a game when you could be watching TV or, like
doing whatever,
browsing the internet or whatever that we all do to waste time. Getting the cards out, it feels so worth it for Ashes because you get to see such beautiful things on the board. It's truly a work of art style game, and that carries into the PvE expansion too, where you're manipulating these really beautiful dice. You have this board that is kind of defining the experience. So it feels like a bit more of a, I don't want to say sacred necessarily, but it's a more chunky experience with the components themselves when you're playing Ashes PVE. And that is really satisfying to me on the solo and co-op front, that I get to actually engage with physical objects like that.
Yeah, I think a good analogy for the various experiences would be various major forms of content. So Arkham Horror reminds me a ton of like a season of True Detective.
Yes,
it's like
the good season, the first one.
Yeah, it's like this longer form, character-driven. There's some weird stuff going on. It's kind of creepy, and like there's a mystery, and there's something you're trying to solve. Champions feels like a Marvel movie. Mm-hmm. It's like you're going to go in, the kind of experience you're going to get is going to be fun.
Even like an act of a Marvel movie, if you will.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even a Marvel movie is kind of just a 2-hour, versus like a season of True Detective.
Yeah, it's like
right?
a slammer.
You just have this is a moment, here's the main problem, usually a main villain, and then it kind of resolves, and then you move along. And then Ashes feels a lot more like...
I was going to say it feels like going to the theater.
I was going to say a film.
Yeah.
Instead of a movie. There's a little more
art to it, a little more little avant-garde in many ways. I was going to say, theater maybe is a cool way to think of that.
Yeah.
It's a bit more tangible, a bit more old school, but still hitting the same plot points and vibe along the way. Yeah. It's just beautiful is the thing. It's just freaking beautiful.
And they all have a very low cost economic model behind them as well.
Yeah.
So they're non-collectible card games that have expansions with customized deck building. One of the biggest benefits of Ashes is that all the cards can also be used in the PvP version.
And the deck building is crazy wide open.
Yeah. So you can, totally. I think this is Arkham's pretty intense. Arkham and Ashes have the more intense deck building.
But Arkham is more siloed for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
But this is very open deck building with, it's like you can possibly play the PvP with the same stuff.
Totally, yeah.
Which neither of the other two games have at all.
Yeah, that's actually extremely relevant. That's like the most relevant thing.
Yeah.
It's the only of the co-op solo experiences that you can also take your collection and build decks to play against your friends as well, like the old Pokemon model.
So I think with Ashes, it shows some of the upsides of Arkham, some of the upsides of Champions. It's a completely unique theme with very, very, very compelling art and the world itself and the magic and the way it works and the creatures and stuff. And then it's also the only cooperative card game of the three that is also a PvP card game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's doing both, which is pretty wild. Gonna take it to some of the viewers out here. Read your comments. Zach, you've got them. My thing was closed. Scroll up a little bit and see what we get from folks. I think the deck building of Ashes is one of the more notable pieces of all of this, because when we go in to build Champions decks or Arkham decks, the way that the heroes are built, and certainly the signature cards, you feel like, there's a big card pool out there, but there are specific cards that are going to work well with any given persona that you're playing. So like Quicksilver could technically run anything, but there's only so many cards that would make sense within that build. Ashes is almost like you could make anything work with almost any Phoenixborn. And that is an intoxicating feeling for people who are really into complex, granular deck building where you can achieve any aim that you have, even if it's very thematic or very weird combo-based, whatever. You can find your favorite Phoenixborn and probably make it work.
Dysphoria saying Ashes and Marvel have the advantage of pre-con decks if you're not into building or updating decks.
That's true.
Says, I think the difference with Champs is that all the deck building stuff in between campaign games involves special campaign-specific cards, whereas Ashes, you actually are building a constructed deck.
Yeah, which is cool. It's like onboarding you into constructed deck building. by pulling in. So the campaign in Ashes, after you get done with the first scenario, you bring in cards from pre-existing precons that you already own.
Yeah.
And you can choose whatever cards you want to bring in, and then you keep doing that over the course of the campaign.
Nick Green saying nothing compares to Ashes on deck building depth, if that's your thing.
Yeah, depth, good way to put that, yeah.
Chaos Theory, for me, deck building is what keeps bringing me back to Red Reigns over and over compared to Champions. I lost interest in deck building with Champions over time.
You know what? How did you feel about deck building in Champions? It was very compelling up front as we were learning things. And now...
I also think we were learning and things were...
fresh.
The content was limited.
Yeah.
So new stuff it's the LCG problem.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, typically it's like after a certain amount of time, there's so many cards that they're doing the same things in different ways. So it doesn't feel new anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, we've seen what you can do here.
And some of the new heroes for Champions are fantastically creative and interesting. But, there's kind of those standout generic cards or aspect cards that you keep coming back to over and over because the numbers just make the most sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's an interesting point, I guess, that some people can get disenchanted with Champions deck building. Luckily, you have Marvel CDB where you can just wing a deck from anywhere.
Steel Slime says, what do you mean by open deck building? And Smendrick saying, in Champions, 15 out of 40 cards in every new pack are ones you can't deck build with because they're specific to a hero. And then 6 to 9 of the rest are typically reprints.
Yeah, and also, you have an aspect in Marvel Champions. So you have 4 aspects available. Depending on your hero, you're generally limited to 1. So you split the card pool into a quarter. And then of that quarter of cards, only so many would actually feasibly work with whatever hero you have, which can be really helpful because deck building can be too open. And that's where some people would have a critique of Ashes. And as Danny was saying earlier, so here's the crazy. Here's a good example. This card is my Phoenixborn, okay? And if Phoenixborn comes with a signature card that they can optionally run, but only they can run it. And I've got 3 of those in here, my Tsunami Shot. So I've got 3 cards there.
And you will be running that.
Okay, so I got 3 signature cards I'm deciding to run. And I've got Tristan. Everything else in this deck can be run by any Phoenixborn in the game. Everything. Tristan can run anything from any other deck in the game, aside from signature card.
In Arkham, an investigator usually can't play every card in the game.
Right, 100%, right? You got to choose. Are you a Guardian? Okay, you can only run Guardian cards and neutral cards generally. So it's an incredible, your entire collection of Ashes, you can build a deck for pretty much any Phoenixborn in the game.
And you can mix and match, right? So in Champions, you can use any aspect of the hero, but you can only use one aspect.
Right.
For the most part, besides Spider-Woman. In Arkham, you choose an investigator, and then they're restricting the card pool. But as you said, in Ashes, choose a Phoenixborn. Anything else can go in the deck.
Yeah, and that's very open.
Yeah, and you also you have the first 5 rule where you pick your opening hand. So that actually opens up
crazy.
Different lanes in deck building as well, because you can actually have things that you'll start with that you have one of.
Yeah.
And that leaves a lot more space in the actual deck itself.
Just imagine if you could pick your opening hand in Champions or Arkham. How different would the strength curve of those decks be? It's insane, actually. The Guardian, I've got a plan for that or whatever it is. There's a reason that card is run in every Guardian deck ever. You start with 3 cards. It's crazy. Yeah. You do that with 5 in Ashes.
Danny asking, a lot of people talk about having an aha moment in Ashes where the game just clicks and you understand what makes the game tick. How long did it take you guys to have that epiphany?
Couple of months.
The first time for me, we got into Ashes, it was probably 4 to 6 weeks in before it really you started seeing through the matrix. And I would say it was probably similar the second time around. It's like you forget about it all. There's several moments in our streams over the first 6 months where we'd hit a moment and I'd just be blown away by the depth and understanding that I was continuing to gain.
And the decision tree. Mm-hmm. When you're like, oh gosh, I thought this decision tree was 3 branches, but it's actually 18 branches. And then you're like, oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Chris says, makes me wonder what would happen with the discussion regarding deck building if we included the Lord of the Rings LCG.
I haven't thought about Lord of the Rings in forever. I don't remember liking that deck building that much.
So I think in Lord of the Rings what happened is you
have the 4 aspects, right? And your 3 heroes, and you can bring cards in if you have an aspect on the board, basically.
the thing about it was a lighter version of the story we got from Arkham, and less impact on like the outcome of that story impacts your deck and what's going on, all that kind of stuff. So less RPG feeling.
Didn't happen really at all, did it?
And I do feel like at a certain point it hit the kind of Champions reality, which is like in Arkham, I think you get away with it because you build restrictions onto the character you're building as a designer, and that inherently limits and adds new combinations of things that can be played that maybe some other hero can't play. Whereas in Lord of the Rings, it very quickly became the math equation is the same.
Yeah.
And the character you play might be different, but then it didn't really change necessarily the cards in your deck.
Yeah.
A ton.
Mm-hmm.
So like you'd have an archetype of a deck, and then it'd be like, well, now I have a new dwarf to put in the dwarf spot or whatever.
Yes, yeah, totally. This dwarf just replaces this other dwarf, and it may have changed at the very end too, because we didn't see it through to the end on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
we kind of I think we got distracted by Netrunner and X-Wing and all that stuff at the time.
And Arkham came out at some point.
So that's a pretty good comparison between all of them. I think if we were to summarize it a little bit, I think your first check is, do I want a long-form campaign TV show experience, or do I want something I can pick up at lunch, play, and pack back up? If it's the former, Arkham. If it's the latter, Champions or Ashes. Then your question is a little bit more nuanced. What do I want out of the solo and co-op experience? First of all, am I really into Marvel and superheroes? Am I going to try to play it with somebody who doesn't normally play tabletop games, but's really into Marvel and superheroes? If those things are true, Marvel Champions is kind of a natural go. Second question past that is, if that doesn't kind of gate you into one game or another. Okay, I'm not like overwhelmingly into superheroes. Do I want a more film theater style experience, like we would describe it? Do I want these beautiful dice, this beautiful board, these beautiful cards, exploring a world that I haven't really seen before, which would be Ashes? Or am I looking for a little bit more of a pow, bam, just try to defeat a quick challenge on a superhero level and pack it up and go home kind of thing? So do I want to do I want to really sink into this experience and really just kind of slow down for a second? Or am I just looking for, like a shuffle up and go kind of thing? And I feel like Marvel Champions is more of the shuffle up and get the villain defeated or not and move on. And I feel like Ashes, I want to sit down for a longer period of time and really enjoy and soak in the experience. And then past that, you got to ask yourself about deck building. So both games have precons. Ashes has precons. You can just play immediately in the PVE experience. And then Marvel Champions, of course, is built on precons. So both of the games are good there. But past that, Marvel Champions will have a bit more of a easy to contain deck building experience, which can be both good if you don't want to sit there and work on a deck for a long period of time, or bad if you do. If you want to really dive in and think about deck building and just tweak and optimize until the end of time, Ashes is going to give you that opportunity. Marvel Champions, you're going to be able to sort through some very strong combinations of cards pretty quickly, and then you can use those immediately in the game. Anything else to add to that between the three of them?
I don't think so.
All right.
Hit it.
Well, we did it. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it. And all three are great. We support all three games, of course. You can find this on our website. Cut video. Look at it. He shoots. He scores.
He scores.
All right. We should get out of here.
All right.
I think we've done it. Do you think that Guardian Shield's ever going to get used? Oh, we got to talk about Fab, too. You think that's ever going to get used? Is anyone using that shield? That
Not
Season
currently,
Savior?
but it will. Time. You want to hit the Fab thing real quick?
Yeah, all right. What happened? Last night, Banned and Restricted was announced?
Yeah. Let's pull it up.
I got a lot to say.
All right. Let me just read it. Not the whole thing, but
What's up, Van? Hey, we're doing Sorcery next week, to answer your question.
Boom. I didn't quite know that
As
myself.
Massive Bimco correctly said, I just play them all. Also, I think that's a great sentiment for sure.
I think it's one of the huge upsides of all the games. They're very inexpensive to at least get into.
Yeah, you can just play all of them for sure.
Flesh and Blood ban was suspended announcement January 24, 2023. This is posted yesterday, January 24th. Today's the 25th.
Okay.
Written by Brian Gottlieb, He was one of the commentators. I've seen him.
Apparently came in to the design team after Tales of Aria.
Yeah. This ban and suspended announcement was originally scheduled for January 30th due to the proximity of that date to the Cullen in Indianapolis taking place on February 4th and 5th. We're bringing this announcement forward to give players a more reasonable amount of time to prepare for the following changes being announced. These changes are effective Monday, January 30th, after ProQuest Season 3 is concluded.
Cool. It's all very serious.
Very smart.
What happened, though?
Et cetera.
Zach, what happened?
The following changes to Classic Constructed, the primary format of the game, don't let anyone tell you different, are effective.
You know what? There was a YouTube comment. Check this out. A YouTube comment. Somebody left a comment. They said, I haven't seen you guys in a while, and I this video came across my feed, and I just want to let you know that I have stopped buying products from you because you don't like Blitz. And if that is going to change, I'll happily buy products from you again. And I responded, and I said, that is not going to change.
Is that really a comment?
That's a real comment.
Wow.
And that's a real response, because that format is not good.
Interesting.
Anyway.
They stopped buying products from us because we don't like Blitz.
Yeah, so our content is actively costing us money in a significant way.
Listen.
But you got to take a stand on some things.
I'll tell you what, we are not going to not tell the truth.
That's right.
I think it's okay that you can like that format. I just don't like it. And that's fine.
Format's fine, but let's take the game of Ashes Reborn, which we have here on the table. Let's take all the Phoenixborn, and let's make all their health half, and then let's see if the game is as good as it otherwise would be.
Burn would be so good.
Exactly.
It'd be crazy.
Exactly.
Back to it. All right. The following changes.
What are the changes?
To Classic Constructed are effective from January 30th, 2020.
All right, I lost another couple customers just then.
Belittle. The card. Banned.
Say it again, Zach.
Belittle.
Say it again.
Is banned. All right.
The most boring card ever printed for Flesh and Blood.
Let's take it one by one. Okay.
Is banned. We love it.
Listen.
All right, what does Belittle do? Here's what it does.
1 cost attack.
Okay.
The red version attacks for 3, has go again built in, blocks for 2.
Okay, 1/3 go again, block 2 is the below curve.
When you play it, you may reveal an attack that has a base attack of 3 or less.
Okay, I gotta have 2 cards and 3 cards.
If you little, little attacks. You get a search your deck for a card named Minnowism.
Okay.
Put it in your hand.
Okay.
There's a red, yellow, blue version of Minnowism. The red is 0 cost, non-attack action with go again. Your next attack that has a base of 3 or lower gets +3.
+3, yeah.
Blocks for 2.
But that's not why people do it, is it?
A lot of people do it because they have 1 blue in their deck and they use the blue to pitch, and that goes to the bottom of their deck. And the next time they play Belittle, they get a free blue.
And they use that to pitch, etc. So in the basic form of this little combo, you pitch a card to pay the 1 cost. You pay the 1 cost. You go get the red Minnowism. You play the Minnowism, and then you've essentially created 6 value out of 3 cards, or out of 2 cards, which is on rate, average. So your pitch, and then you got the thing, and then it searches. But where it gets problematic is that you have instant access to 3 resources on command.
Because if you pitch a blue to play Belittle, and then you go get another blue, you essentially just turned 2 cards, the Belittle plus the card you pitched. You have 2 floating.
3 damage, 5 resources.
Into 3 damage and 5 resources.
Yeah.
Which is, 8 value.
If you count 1 and 1 on the resources, which of course, it varies.
Well, I mean, what happens to Minnowism when you go from red to yellow and you get 1 more resource, you get 1 less attack. So
yeah,
I think you can loosely equate them.
Reasonable.
So 2 card 8 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Now it's conditional because you have to have another 3 damage attack in your hand to trigger the ability.
Sure.
But honestly, this is what's crazy about Belittle. I have never liked Belittle.
Yeah, it always feels worse than it plays.
It does.
Honestly.
Because to play it, you have to have Belittle in your deck. You have to have Minnowism in your deck. And then for Belittle to trigger and Minnowism to be playable, you also have to have attacks that only attack for 3 or less. So the best attacks in the default best attacks in the game, like Red Snatch to me, is a 0 for 4, which doesn't trigger that card.
Right.
So it's a very conditional effect. Now, as a Runeblade player, they also have a lot of conditional stuff going on. So I think why I don't like Belittle generally is conditions on top of conditions means that 1/4 of the time, it's insane.
Yep.
And 75% of the time, you're asking why you even play this character.
A quarter of the time, it's just unplayable.
This is very bad.
But if there was a ninja character that revolved around a lot of 3-cost go-again attacks, it would be particularly good, especially if they had a weapon that could swing 2 for 3.
It would be very powerful, indeed. Yeah, because you could belittle, then you could swing the weapon, and then you have another blue in your hand for freezy.
Yeah.
Or a 0 for 3 pump.
So freezy.
Which is pretty good.
But really what it is it's just lowering variance. And it's giving guaranteed resources to decks without giving them the downside of having to draw 4 blues in a turn.
Yeah.
Right? So like most of the time what it actually looks like with Dory, for instance.
You cheat on resources.
Yeah. What Dory and the Warriors have to deal with, speaking of course from observation, is I need to run 18 to 21 blues so that I can guarantee a decent chance of having a blue in every hand. Ideal warrior hand is 1 blue and 3 reds. Mm-hmm. Ideal for a lot of characters is 1 blue and 3 reds. So the moment I can cut my blues to like even 6 to 8 and have 3 Minnowism in there, and then 3 other cards in my deck go fetch those cards, I have reduced the risk of having blue cards in my deck at all.
Yeah.
And once you get to that point, it's weird. The game is so tight that actually skews the balance overwhelmingly towards a lot of aggro decks.
It just means that you're going to have less of those potato hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then because you pitch the blue, it goes to the bottom of your deck. So it's not even like gone.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you can just fetch
next
it again.
belittle comes back.
Yeah. So belittle banned.
Yeah. Now it's funny because like it's not. Nobody would have said, "Oh, belittle's a problematic."
This was not on anyone's radar.
Like you think Crown of Seeds,
I do think it kind of fundamentally, and they give it's really cool. They go with this big article giving reasons for all these things, but
which I really appreciate.
Yeah. It's not just random, right? Or like people are complaining, so this is what they're doing. They're just making decisions. The other piece of it to me is just that reality. It kind of fundamentally breaks the math. Tutoring in general is tough because like in a game, like you were saying, that resource number of blues in your deck is a cost.
Yeah.
Like you having to run that many blues is a fundamental cost of the deck. But the other piece is we're about to get a set that has Ranger, Ninja, and Assassin, which I'm going to guess are going to have a ton of 3 damage or less attacks.
That's true.
Like those are all 3 classes that I think play in that space.
Do you remember I think it was at Worlds, James did that interview or was talking or somebody was, and they said, we don't want to ban belittle at that time because then aggro decks would only run 0 cost things. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
So I guess either that's going to happen or things have changed enough where there's still a compelling reason to pitch cards.
Yeah, well, it's called Ice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, once Ice exists.
Speaking of, what's the next ban?
Winter's Wail.
Oh my gosh.
Is banned.
Can you believe it? Anyone who's not old him is so jacked to hear this, but not because it's necessarily like, oh, that was too good. It probably was. But just because it's the most annoying thing on earth.
I mean,
that freaking Frosty Hammer coming in.
I think Winter's Wail, the only weapon in the game that you could possibly argue is as good or better is Rosetta Thorn.
That's right.
And it's a one-handed weapon.
One-handed, 3 for 4, so card for 4, with Frostbite. Frostbite can be worth anywhere from 0 to 5 to 8 value.
I mean, sometimes the Frostbite costs me an incalculable amount of damage.
Yeah.
Like, truly.
Yeah.
Like, as an example, it's like if the Frostbite prevents me from being able to play at Ravel and Runeblood and then also swing my sword, it's like we're suddenly at 8. If this was like a Mount Heroic turn,
right?
It's like you might prevent me from swinging a 0 for 7 snatch.
Yeah.
Off of this, there's just a lot there. Like it goes deep, but they still have they have multiple hammers that are 3 for 4. They have a one-handed hammer that's 3 for 4, and they have another so two-handed they can go up to 6. You just remove the kind of free Frostbite threat. Mm-hmm. I think in-game state, Winter's Wail is one of the best weapons of the game. Was
this, though, I guess, devil's advocate, was this the whole reason to run Oldhim? I mean, without Winter's Wail, what is Oldhim compared to Bravo?
Stalagmite, Crown of Seeds. He also has a ton of cards. I mean, Oakenold's one of them, but he gets access to all the Ice and Earth cards.
Ice Reaction, Earth Reaction, obviously.
There's a lot of Elemental Guardian cards that are actually very good.
So they basically removed his singular offensive threat, like uniquely offensive threat. And what is left is Oldhim is defined by defensive tools. Stalagmite, as you mentioned, Crown of Seeds, the notable one, which is always slightly on the edge of problematic.
They actually, I think they mentioned that. Hold on.
Yeah, they said that we kind of want to ban it, but it's legendary.
Yeah, so notable for its absence is this ban is Crown of Seeds. Not blind to the fact that a tremendous portion of Oldhim's power lies in the card filtration and damage reduction of Crown of Seeds. But then they say, we believe Crown of Seeds should remain part of Classic Constructed, given internal testing, and something about the new set.
It's like the new set has some tools that make Crown of Seeds basically less good.
And they're also hesitant to ban a card that is a legendary. That is a highly collectible card that people maybe traded or paid good money for. So.
Yeah. This is awesome, Cryshock. I'm sorry. You picked the wrong. You can just rewind. Open Ashes stream to take a break from all the Fab ban discussions. And yet here you are. Scroll back. You'll get nothing but Ashes.
So, I mean, what I will say is, if you look at the ProQuest data, tons of heroes represented. So a lot of people are saying don't change anything. But I do, and I actually fundamentally have felt this way since about last June. I think Oldhim has been for a long time number 1 or number 2 on best heroes in the game.
Yeah.
And this PQ season, I think what you see in week 1 and week 2 data that's coming up, he's getting to be like his conversion rate from Swiss to top 8 was high, and his conversion rate from top 8 to winning was the best. It was like, if he made top 8, he's like a 40% chance to win the whole thing.
Yeah. He's got the fundamental numbers.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Low risk, low variance, consistent numbers.
Yeah. He's very good.
So Winner's Whale, that changes, but it doesn't ruin. It doesn't really ruin anything.
So I think, well, we'll get to the conclusion in a second. So Winner's Whale gone.
Okay.
All right, next thing is gone. Let's just get to the things. Amulet of Ice is suspended until Icelander becomes Living Legend.
That's like a really bold timeline. I would just say it's suspended. I mean, but good for them.
They can hypothetically change that in the next announcement.
Right.
Whenever they want. But
that's a fine. I mean, low opportunity. It's one of these things. It has go again. It's free, and then it can totally provide like 8 to 20 value.
Yeah.
On a turn.
And I think the reason that they specifically tie this to Icelander is she has the ability to play this at instant speed on your opponent's turn.
Right.
So,
or rather, she also has the ability to play instant speed things that would trigger Amulet of Ice through fusion, like even a blue Ice Vein or something.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing when you on your turn fuse Ice and do this thing.
Yeah.
But in the middle of their turn, if you can fuse Ice and/or play this and then fuse.
Although what's interesting too is that I was talking actually to world champion and greatest chef in the West, Michael Hamilton, about Icelander, and he basically said the only time you fuse is on your turn. So what this really is like setting up for a absolute blowout with Insidious Chill, and they talked about Insidious Chill having a way higher opportunity cost. It's harder to get on the board. Yep. You have to sacrifice more. But Amulet of Ice, launching an Ice Vein that's fused and then cracking a couple amulets, your opponent's turn is absolutely done.
Yeah.
And you lost one card over the course of the game, to set that up.
The Icelander previously, the plan into Oldhim was to get a Insidious Chill or 2 on the board with Amulets of Ice, and then you fuse Ice, knock their hand on your turn, their hand is gone. They don't draw up on their turn. Then you instant speed in 10, 15 damage. They can't do anything.
Right.
Which is tough. So they got Amulet of Ice suspended. Then also Hypothermia is suspended until Icelander becomes Living Legend.
Hypothermia should never have existed.
Hypothermia says attacks cannot gain go again.
Just don't do can't cards.
Yeah, and Icelander can play this for free, instant speed on your opponent's turn in the middle of their turn.
But what is crazy to me about this card that again should never have existed the Power 7 at work here.
It's not banned, it's suspended, just so you're aware. It might exist again.
It should not, because you have the greatest template in Blizzard of what these cards should look like, right? It loses go again, or if you don't accommodate this, then this thing happens. Anytime you can just brick somebody, even channel like Frigid is awful, but fine. Things cost double, but you can still do the things. If channel like Frigid said your opponent cannot play attack cards, everybody would be like, this card is crazy. So Hypothermia is in the same place for me. Why not always have an out so that people can build creatively around these cards?
Yeah, I agree, but I do think that given that Hypothermia does not have go again, you playing this on your turn means that you're basically giving up an action point to play it.
Right.
Of some variety, there's got to be value to an action point.
Sure.
Because otherwise it could have been a snatch for 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving up. Mm-hmm. This is the same card in your deck could have been a 0 for 4 threatening a card draw.
Yeah.
When you can't play it at instant speed,
True.
In the middle of your opponent's turn, it's very different. So like if you're Oldhim, most of his stuff doesn't have go again. So if he's playing this, it's like Hypothermia. And if I'm looking at my hand as Brian, it's like, okay, my tax can't go again, but like I can still like pump, swing.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. So, and you can play around it. But where it really gets, and I agree,
you remove the opportunity cost of the card.
Yeah.
Right?
So
the action goes away.
The downside of his card, and then its mere existence as an aggro player means that you kind of have to be playing around it the entire game.
Yeah.
Like you have to understand.
Oh, yeah. I know all about that as Bolton.
So,
quick here for Maurice on the stream. I don't know how long you've been streaming. Excited to see what Ashes looks like. May invest in the master set. You should. It's great. This is the very end of the stream. We are talking about Flesh and Blood right now. Go back to the beginning, and it'll be good for you. There, you'll get to see how the system works. It's fantastic.
So, in summary, we take away Hypothermia and Amulet of Ice.
Kind of bad for Lexi. Very bad for Icelander. And bad for Oldhim on Winter's Wail.
And then Winter's Wail.
Yeah.
And then you also poke the aggro decks.
Yeah.
One of the primary tools they use in the ice fight is Belittle.
Yeah.
To get the blue minnowism.
So Briar to that Fi obviously does that.
Yeah. So it's kind of, the amalgamation of all this is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who has played against Icelander a lot, the Amulet of Ice and Hypothermia going away is very helpful. And
okay.
In my opinion, I think that Icelander and Oldhim were the two best decks. And it wasn't particularly close.
Nobody really likes a meta of denial.
Right. So I'm curious to see how Icelander plays post this. I think Oldhim is still pretty good.
Fine.
In the grand scheme of things. Because there's just a lot of games where, you can swing the Ice Hammer, and he still has a 3 for 4 hammer, but it's one-handed.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times when they swing the Ice Hammer, and it's literally either I'll block 3 because I have an extra card and the ice won't matter, or I'll block with 2 cards because I can't take damage, or I'm just not going to block because the ice doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So there are some scenarios late game where blocking with 1 card and taking 1 damage and getting a frostbite is doesn't make the math work or whatever.
Yeah, I can shut you out.
But it's almost like the Pulse situation for me with Oldhim, where if he's at let's say 90 out of 100 score right now, it takes him down to an 86. But
87 maybe.
Most heroes are in the 70s and 80s anyway. So it's not like it sends him to the bottom of the pile.
No, and he's still at the top.
Yeah. But then they also they poke control, the most controlling decks in the format, at the same time that they poke aggro's answer to control. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how much is actually going to change, other than I think Briar loves every bit of this.
Well, I'll tell you what, aggro decks that weren't running Belittle are very happy with this change.
I agree.
Bolton's looking better than ever.
Mm-hmm.
The Briar's looking better than ever. Fi's fine.
I think Fi's totally
Belittle
fine.
doesn't matter. I mean, I guess it's okay. It's a little bit worse, which is good. It needs to be a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Because it is mind-numbingly easy to play.
How do you feel about it, though?
So it should be a little bit worse.
Yeah. So honestly, though, I think zooming out on this whole conversation,
there are some really interesting fight decks, though, also, which are quite creative.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's room for those to kind of rise up.
And I think we're getting into a situation with Living Legends and Ban Restricted where the variance in hero power and deck power is like getting tighter, which is cool. That's why you're seeing so many heroes top 8 and win these pro quests.
It's awesome.
But I think for me, I've seen some people that are happy with this. I've seen some people that are upset.
Really? Have you been on the internet?
Yes, I have.
Have you been on the internet again?
But have you been getting on the computer again?
I found people outraged about things and also fine with them.
But I think for me, it's like I view these ban restricted announcements as just part of the game.
Yeah, no, it's an important part of the game.
Yeah, and so it's kind of just I don't even actually almost care what they are because it just gives me a new puzzle to solve now.
Yeah, and that's
and new conversations to have, and especially when most of these, all of these, really are like there are certain cards that would hurt, like Plunder Run hurt. I love,
but
that
it hurt
card.
everybody.
No, I'm saying like I liked using that card.
Well, but again, everybody, it was the number one card in every aggro deck in Flesh and Blood.
I agree. I just love the card.
It was too crazy.
I'm not saying it wasn't the right decision.
You were emotionally attached to the card.
I'm just saying I enjoyed the card. And there are cards now where like, let me think about a Briar card. If they were like, we're
Force of Nature.
Snatch.
Yeah.
I think there's a compelling reason to say Snatch is just too good.
A card for 7?
Like, it's really, really dang
it's
good.
Pretty good, yeah.
And it would be like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. Like, I like playing with that card, and I think hit effects are where the whole game happens. But even if they got rid of Snatch, it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Now we got to figure it out.
I will say none of these bans are similar to me to like Skeletor ban. So Skeletor was undeniably the close to the best, if not the best, certainly the best in the aggro field, and then became nothing with one ban. Nothing like that is happening here.
Yep.
Oldhim is still just a little bit worse. Fi's a little bit worse. Icelander's worse, but needs to be. She's the world champion, you know, like it's the best deck in the format.
And
so.
I think the Ice Heroes, they have to be incredibly careful with. If we end up in too heavy, because
we talked about this the whole time leading up to this.
Hot take for me, I think Icelander and Oldhim were the best decks, and it's not even close. And like the fact that they're only winning 20 or 30% of the tournaments, I think if everyone in the world was just playing the best decks, they would be winning 80% of the tournaments.
Yeah, but nobody's interested in Oldhim and Icelander. We just don't want to play it.
That's right.
It's annoying.
Yeah. So fortunately, people have a soul. But what?
All right, let's ride off the Oldhim and Icelander players. Okay, John, you're gone.
We're just canceling customers left and right.
You're gone. Yeah. Okay.
But really, though, it's like. I just have to be careful with it. It's like when their strategy is to make it difficult for you to do what you came to do, you can get very quickly into sticky territory.
Yeah.
If that's too, like, if a lot of people just showed up and they just played against 6 Icelander or Oldhim matches in a row and they were all like really taxing and fatigue based and like that whole thing, that's what happened to me on that Sunday, and it was exhausting.
Yeah.
I got to the end of that thing and I was like, I can't play Briar again at a tournament.
Yeah.
Like this was
because you weren't able to play Briar the whole day.
Right. I was attempting to play Briar all day.
It's like getting the card.
And it was just like not happening. It's like, all right, this, that. And it's just exhausting. And, you know, that could be the game that is fab, but that I don't think what I'm excited about is I feel like we're getting back to early fab as all these newfangled heroes go away and Living Legend out. Notice how many of them are from the first 2 sets.
Well, notably, Tales of Aria was just a huge moment where development was problematic for the game. Yeah. And James White has said that many times. He said, hey, pandemic completely wrecked our way of doing things. And we were trying to balance and test and whatnot totally remotely. And it was not sufficient to get these heroes and cards where they needed to be. And I think Winter's Wail and Oldhim is kind of the last vestige of that era of the game.
Tales of Aria moment.
Maybe they always knew Tales of Aria would be a notable tale.
Yeah.
When everything was busted.
So I'm really genuinely curious to see what happens. I also have less stakes because I'm not playing in the Indianapolis Calling, where this is the first major tournament it affects. I'm not playing any major tournaments until after Outsiders comes out, so like.
But how much more exciting is that tournament now?
I want to see.
I will want to watch the top 8.
I'm probably most sad about it because I think it gives Briar a significantly higher chance of hitting Living Legend.
So that makes me more excited about it. Yeah. Extremely excited.
You know, if she hits Living Legend, maybe they give Viz some of his toys back.
Well, they'll get rid of the final mistake from Tales of Aria, which is Rosetta Thorn.
Well, that's right. But once that's gone, can we give a little love back?
Yeah, let's look at all the other Runeblade weapons and stick to that template.
Well, what about Duskblade?
How about Nebula? 1 for 3 or 2 for 3?
2 for 4.
2 for 3 if it hits.
2 for 1, but it's +3 if you played a non-attack action.
2 for 4, that's great.
And if it hits, you get a rune chant.
Really? You also get a rune chant? That's a 2 for 5. No, it's not that as well. Your guys' weapons are busted.
What they always have been. That's what I've been saying.
And yet, Rosetta Thorn is so good you're not playing that. Isn't that disgusting?
You know what's crazy? All right, let me read it to you. 2 cost attack, 1 attack. If it hits, create a rune chant. If it played a non-attack action this turn, get +3 attack. It's a conditional 2 for 5.
But no, it's a 2 for 4 non-conditional and a conditional 2 for 5.
You have to play a non-attack, and you have to pitch.
Oh my gosh, it's the Runeblade song and dance all over again.
I'm just saying.
Well,
here's the thing.
In order to get this to work, I do have to play the game of Flesh and Blood.
Guardian can block with 3 cards and swing for 4.
Right.
Runeblade cannot do that.
That's right. You're right. That is true.
But
have you seen the Raiden conditional recently?
We don't talk about Raiden. Here's the thing, though. This is what's wild. Back in the Monarch meta, the first calling we went to, I was playing Viscerite. I was actually not even playing this. I was playing the Reaping Blade.
Yes.
Which is a 1 for 3, unconditional. Has you can't gain life if you have more life than your opponent or whatever. But like the main thing was a guaranteed 1 for 3 was better than a sometimes 2 for 5.
Yeah, I like that.
It's so often it'd be like you just don't have a hand to get to that, and it's like I would rather just you have 1 floating more often than you have 2 floating, et cetera, et cetera.
But that's awesome. That's the way that weapon choice should be.
Yeah. What I was saying earlier, my kind of concluding point, I feel like the game is about to be at the spot where it reminds me of the early days of Fab, where every point of value matters, and you get to these end-game states where you're just trying to figure out how to sneak one in. And it made me realize how often I end games with Rosetta Thorn because I don't have Arcane Barrier, which is fine, but it's also like almost feels like a crutch.
Where you're like, almost there, man. You're almost there. Keep down that.
Hey,
let's keep exploring.
I'm gonna play the tools that they give us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't hate you for it. I think that's correct. I'm playing the best warrior cards I can.
And I feel like I have yet to be playing the best hero in the game in a major tournament.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But, and notably, and this is probably getting better now that these bans have taken place, every single class has got the goods right now. Maybe not Assassin, but like that's understandable.
Dude.
But if you want to play any class in this game right now, you can go win a calling.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I think even Arachne can do it. Jim has to favor you. There's some bad matches.
I'm not sure Ryan can get through a top 8.
It's won some PQs.
I know it has won some PQs, but that's the cool thing is everything can win the PQs. But when it's Hamilton on X versus Arachne with the card pool that we know, I don't know that you can win because it's a very linear game plan.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I'm gonna banish your cards, and
block and banish, baby.
If you know what they're trying to do, I'm not sure that they can do it for 3 top 8 games.
Well, we're about to find out.
And then they get a bunch of cards coming up. But it's incredible. I think the metagame is phenomenal. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching.
Let's get out of this town.
Let's get out of here. Thank you, Fab people. Take care.
Thanks for being here.
And then to all of you stream folks, it's been a pleasure having you hang out with us today. Somehow...
Palpatine is returned.
4 hours in.
Yeah, we did a lot though.
Like a dream. It's like
we got it done.
A nightmare, like a sweeping cloud.
A stream nightmare.
Yeah, it's just weird. It disappears. The time just goes.
Yeah, I zone out.
It goes into absolutely nowhere.
Into the void.
Yeah. All right. So if you don't know where these streams are really just the raw material that we're sharing live because we like hanging out with everybody and having this little community going like we've done over the past few years. But then most things that are seen here are going to be pulled into individual videos, edited properly, and put up in a more sustainable and easy to ingest kind of way. So if it seems scattered when we're live, that's because it's not meant to be a full, easy to understand and digest presentation of 4 hours of content. It's really just us recording various videos. We figured why not do it live, so.
We'll do it live. Well, to answer your question, we will not be at Adepticon, but I hope you have a great time.
And I need the little guy to do the thing, do the outro.
We could be like Mr. Rogers and just walk out.
Oh, hey, we got shirts. There's skeleton crew shirts.
You want to bring one in and look at it while we're live? Huge shout out to everyone that ordered a Skeleton Crew shirt. You guys are the best. Steel Slime, good to see y'all again. First one I made of the new era. Well, we're digging it so far. The energy levels and the productivity on our side has been phenomenal. It's been crazy having that much more time back. Look at that. That's us. I'm going to do this.
The Skeleton Crew, promoting the Skeleton Crew.
There it is. Those will be going out
Looks
soon
good.
for everyone that ordered them.
Looks real good.
Huge shout out to everyone that ordered those shirts.
All right, I'll get you your outro, Zach. Take care, everybody. See you later.
See you next time.
Love you. Bye. Did it work?